Yeah. ASAP. Talk to me nice, don't talk to me at all. Yeah. So the nigga walks away in the rain. Pretty bitch in the Benz, give me brain. Lick with a sicko fang. She licked the dick to the tip, color change. Till a fifth one clip in his brain. Let it drip like my dick on the dame. Feel a pain, 3 bullets in the range. Live a single cathedral in the grave. When I mingle, no work, so it's change. Money maker come, so it's Benjamin Franklin. Lenses, Medusa the shades. Versace, my suit to the maid. You're hot tea in the coop getting late. You're probably in the club getting played. No bitches, you get no play. My bitch KO, your bitch okay. Riding in the streets and we so live. Riding in the streets and we so live. Riding in the streets and we so live. Getting live, getting live. Yeah, riding in the streets and we so live. I be riding the streets where we so vibe. I be riding in the streets, we get so live. Young trap lord, down with the perk. By the dot boy, nigga get murked. Pull a 9 boy here, sleep in the dirt. Leg in the hole, sleep in the earth. She feel on my clothes, lifting her skirt. Says she love coke, sniffing the work. Send me all the tech, girls gon' flirt. Bang, bang, let her run squirt. Givenchy in my body, Kasubi my colleague. Versace in my eyelids. East Saint Laurent me. 12 in Hirachis and Margiela on Rocky. Yoshi Yamamoto for Tanas and Thai beats. Fuck bitches, that's on me. Whack bitches, no cobbly. Last niggas of a dime breed. Yeah, me, myself, and Irene. Nigga hear them siren when that 4/5 and that 9 squeeze. China bitch sip sake when I chop that ass with that dime meat. Riding in the streets. So I'm riding in the streets. On the block, them killers ride with the heat. Yeah, my niggas ride for the streets. Yeah. Now I'm riding with my team. Yeah. Always trying to prosper, ASAP, yeah. Know it's me, FERG, yeah. TA, bitch.
Oh. Who's wife? It's gonna be me. It ain't me. Nope, don't you even do it. What is happening, players? I know. Oh, I dropped my lighter. I know it's been a minute, but I was starving people of attention because that shit is honestly hilarious to me. It's funny to me, like when Hussey does streams and he mentions me and he's like, I know Yato's gonna go over this. And I just don't go over it. That shit is fucking hilarious. I don't care what nobody says. It's the same for everybody else, like with Hakase or whatever. Like, I know the bodega has been trying to start a little back and forth lately, which I'm not gonna do. I've already said all that there needs to be said about them, and I'm not hashing nothing new. I already said what I need to say about Hussey, and I mean, there's only one step further I could go, and that would have to involve somebody else. So I probably ain't gonna do that. And then who's the Hakase? Hakase's just stupid. She gets a lot of the things that I say wrong, like things that I've said out my own mouth or things that I've said in chat, whatever. Like she just gets the whole story wrong. Tasha, I'm pretty sure, is like the main person relaying these messages to her because I've had Tasha personally. What's going on, LB? I've had Tasha personally sit there and tell me a story that I've told and get it completely wrong. But enough about that. So a lot of you have been taking notice of Carrie lately because she has been popping up in AJ's chat and in Hussey's chat. And it's kind of funny for me because, I've been known about Carrie for a minute. And if you had seen me and her on Hussey's channel, she had got a little miffed about an old thing that happened that really I didn't have shit to do with. But, since she wants to keep pushing buttons and then she wants to keep talking shit after. And then people started asking questions, and I seen Fresh Garbage go over a little bit of the Burnt Toast doc. I guess because she had been looking up stuff on kiwi farms. I said fuck it, and I'm like, I guess I'll do Fresh Garbage and everybody else a solid, and give you guys a little bit of context to the Burnt Toast video, because not only was I around for that video, and the dates posted, but I was around before that. So a lot of this stuff I had seen with my own too. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. Fuck me, I gotta look it up because I was somewhat prepared, but I was prepared for other things. Because I also don't like the fact that some of the people who watch Carrie, and Carrie herself, and I have no idea why she even said this to me when I was on panel with her. They were talking about how we were Shanny gatekeepers. Now, anybody who looks at my page can see that I don't really go over Shanny. Like I might have like one old video from my old channel, and even on my old channel, I didn't really do Shanny content. If anything, I would do Gman content. Only time we went over Shanny content is over on BGTV's channel. But even around that time, like BurntToast's, BGTV, and other people, they had switched up their content. So nobody was really focused on Shanny around that time. So it makes no sense that anybody would be trying to be a gatekeeper or anything, especially for somebody like BurntToast, who gets at least 1,000 people in their chat every single time. And she actually started getting into the Krama whole thing around this time when she made this video about Carrie. I got a cough. My bad, y'all. I couldn't hold it. The chronic got me. No, I haven't smoked yet. I'm pack a bowl in a minute as soon as we start getting into this. Where is this video at? There it is. But I'm already damn near at the end. So we're going to bring it back some. And also, if you have any questions at all during this whole time, feel free to ask. If I don't know, I'll tell you, of course, that I don't know. And if I do, I will answer. And hopefully, we have some OGs in the chat who can tell you something if I don't remember. Or you can look in the comments later and see if Frank popped his old ass up or somebody, and they'll probably give you a little bit of background if it's something that I can't give you. So, without further ado, boop. Oh, I made it all extra little and shit. Let's do it like this. Were you a Twisted Metal fan? Season 2, the series was great. Are you talking about the game? Because ever since I was a kid, I've been a huge fan of the game. Did not watch, I think it was a movie or a show. Is it a show now? Twisted Metal is a show now, huh? I don't know. But yeah, the game, fuck yes, all day, every day. Everybody knows to get the fucking clown in the fucking in the ice cream truck, and you have to get that other car. I don't know who is in that car. I don't remember the characters and stuff, but the one that has the carburetor on top of the engine, that guy. Those are the two main dudes that you need to get. I think he had the missiles. All right, so I'm just over here bullshitting, huh? So, welcome to the Carniceria. Throw them C's up. Let's go. Let's get it. Chill blood. And away we go.
Jason, aka
Let me know if you guys can hear it or not.
News, whether or not she was a mod and or channel member on their platforms, and the time period of when she did a complete 180 and started reviewing Shanny and Jason.
Wait, hold on. I don't think that started from the beginning. She was already talking. So let's go a little bit back.
What's up, guys? I wanted to make a video to sort out the timeline of all the lies Carrie has told surrounding her friendship with Shanny and Jason, aka Revelation News, whether or not she was a mod and or channel member on their platforms, and the time period of when she did a complete 180 and started reviewing Shanny and Jason for content. And to Carrie, who says this about channels who give her criticism.
Oh, thank you for the super chat. You said they never show receipts.
I hate to cut this, but yes, Todd, and also Axel. How could I forget about Axel?
For their claims about Carrie, though. Weird. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's disappointing.
This video is packed with receipts just for you, even the ones you tried to delete. Nice try, though. Many of the usernames that will be seen in this video are no longer supporting Carrie. Just because you see someone's name in the screenshots and or clips I'm about to play doesn't mean they endorse or condone Carrie's behavior.
All right, this is the last thing about it. I guarantee you BGTV has to know about Twisted Metal the game, because he's played like everything. I'm not really too much of a gamer. I only started playing games like 4 or 5 years ago again. That nigga never stopped.
Here, Carrie has had many groups of people leave her community for various reasons, including, but not limited to, Carrie's problematic behavior and the toxic environment of her Discord server where racism, transphobia, and talking people's minor children occur. Yikes. Sounds peachy. Also, this video is not an excuse to harass or bully anyone mentioned, so please don't be weird.
Also want to mention too, because I don't like people discrediting Burnt Toast's name. You're going to hear throughout this video, if Burnt Toast has actual proof for something, she's going to show it and talk about it. And if she doesn't have proof for something, she's going to mention it, but also let you know that she has no definitive proof of it.
The timeline starts on May 30th, 2021, when Shanny and Jason were criminally evicted from their townhome in Colorado. By May 31st, 2021, a video walkthrough of how they were living surfaced, and it was heartbreaking. It showed just how neglectful and abusive Shanny and Jason were to the children, confirming what many had witnessed on live streams for years.
So I actually seen this live before it became a separate video, and a lot of people had to take a walk after this video. We had always speculated that Shanny was hoarding food and that nothing was getting cleaned, and the kids were living in neglectful conditions, but we never really had proof. It wasn't until some people, and I love that, people try to make it seem like Drag has sent people over there, which is where the shit ninja story comes from. But there are people, Shanny and Rev had told people, hey, our garage is open, we're leaving it open, and there's a bunch of like crap in there that you guys could come and take and you could sell and blah blah. We don't care, we don't want it, come and get it. And then people actually showed up who were around in the area, not sent by Drag. There's people who decided to go on their own and then hit up Drag and told him that they were going to go, and all he did was ask them to record as they went over there. And that's how we have the apartment video. But everybody was so pissed off, everybody had to take a breather. Like, look at that bed, look at that, like those pillows and like the sheets, none of that has been washed. And they can sit, like, they used to sit there and be like, oh well, the kids didn't clean. You have to make the kids clean. They're children. You can't just leave it up to them like they're adults and just expect them to know. You have to make them do it. Shit was crazy.
To say it was really, really bad would be an understatement. The earliest date I have been able to find where Carrie watched the walkthrough video was March of 2022, where she commented under a video called Shanny for Christ,
All right, so good night.
YouTube's ultimate train wreck, November 28th, 2021, on a channel called Foodie Beauty, where they gave credit to my channel as well as multiple others for clips used.
So I had seen some people talking about they were getting confused by the dates. So I'm gonna go ahead and go along with this with y'all, right? So this particular comment that she's showing that this is the standalone video that Drag did of the walkthrough. And right under there on March 19th, 2022, you can see that Carrie left a comment. She says, "Okay, you got me 3 minutes in, and I'm laughing till I'm crying."
In their video, Carrie is seen in the comments section saying this on March 19th, 2022.
Now you see how Burnt Toast
In their video, Carrie is seen in the comments section.
See how Burnt Toast makes sure that you can see that there's a date, a time, a year, and everything. She makes sure that people will talk about, oh, Callie's the first one to do receipts. She's the queen. Burnt Toast is the queen of receipts. Always has been, always will be.
Section saying this on March 19th, 2022. March of 2022, almost a year after the abuse was exposed and after literally...
Let me guess, 21. The nigga with mud in his hair has something to say about somebody who actually likes the color of their skin. I'm guessing. The person who is championed because he doesn't care if white folks call him nigga. Shove the Cucumber says, Yaddle is a cunt, and now he will no longer look past my obvious flaws, and he now hits me. Chubb was there. Chubb gets it. Chubb is the OG. Holy shit. Oh, Calypso said that you're a terrible person and BGTV should drop you because you ruined his channel or something. Well, anytime that I go on BGTV's channel, all we do is just crack jokes about whatever we're talking about. And Calypso has no idea who I am, doesn't know shit about my life. And she should probably shut the fuck up before I roast her bitch ass too, because it wouldn't really take me about 2-3 seconds to figure out what type of person you are. And we can really get into it. But I'm not the type of person to sit there and lie and act like I know who you are completely and be like, oh, you're terrible. Stop the bullshit. You don't know me. You don't know shit that I do. You've probably been listening to one of these other dumbass niggas who like, Yado hits women. Where's my record? I've been asking over and over again. Why don't y'all dox me and put my record up and then show me where I've actually been to jail? Because there's somebody else who I talk about who's actually been to jail for that. I don't see y'all really talking about him, but I mean, go ahead. Have fun. Take a crack at it, because I ain't never been to jail. Womp.
Hundreds of channels had streamed and made countless videos exposing Shanny and Jason. Carrie was seen interacting with them. If March of 2022 looks familiar to those Shanny connoisseurs out there watching this, you'll know this was the time of the tire scam. During that time, Gman was threatening to pew-pew me in the face and go after someone's children because I had made a video exposing the lies about Shanny and Jason's tires.
So when she says somebody's family and their child and stuff, she's talking about Dragnot. Gman started threatening to shoot Burnt Toast in the face. And it was revealed later, too, that there have been multiple times where Gman has talked about grabbing one of those guns that were at Rev's house at the time and going over to Drag's house and demolishing everybody, even his child and his wife.
And the aggressive e-begging that was taking place. Shanny, Jason, and Gman claimed myself and others physically showed up at the house where Shanny and Jason were staying and slashed the tires with rebar. Yeah. In reality, the tires had a blowout due to a lack of basic maintenance. Carrie was around in Shanny and Jason's chat as a channel member and was cool with them while this was occurring.
So around the time that Tiregate was happening, Gman was pissed off because he doesn't understand how cars work because he doesn't drive and he doesn't have a license. He doesn't know anything about cars. He believed the rebarb story because he has seen wires poking out of the tire, and people like me, and even though some of y'all don't like him, Todd Malacote, and I think I'm sorry, Wilson. Some of us who actually know a little bit about cars and work on them, we can look at the tread on the tires and see that he never switched the tires. He probably didn't put air in them, and they just had a blowout. Regular maintenance stuff. That's what Burnt Toast is basically talking about. But if you look in this chat, you see Carrie there, and you see that she's in green, meaning that she is a channel member of Shanny's. This is March 2022. I'm guessing she says around March 10th. And I think it's funny because she's saying, hey, Elemental. And if you don't know who Elemental is Marquise de Sade, a character that has been popping up usually for some reason. Crazy ass fucking broad. And yeah.
More on Gman and Carrie's defense of him later. March 1st, 2022, Carrie was seen in Shanny's live chat talking about DMing Shanny on Instagram. Notice the heart next to her name, indicating she was a channel member. March 11th, 2022, Carrie is seen on Shanny's channel as a channel member, talking to Jason as he is actively doxing a content creator and planning on falsely calling the cops on him, his family, including a young child. March 15th, 2022, Jason calls Carrie a cunt, and their friendship fell out. Or at least it seems she was no longer around after that.
So this is a very important part. Let me go a little bit back, right? So as far as we know, this is when Carrie wasn't exactly cool with Shanny and Rev anymore, or was starting to fall out with them, is when Rev started calling her a cunt.
Including a young child. March 15th, 2022, Jason calls Carrie.
I also want to add too, do you see this little name up here? You see that right there? See where it says XX the archive? It's another side note from one of the dumb Canadian niggas that think that they understand what I'd be saying. XX is Rocket, who's with Roxo and Zoom and them, part of the Plate Gang. We had no idea that she went by the name Rocket. All we knew her as was XX.
And their friendship fell out. Or at least it seems she was no longer around after that. Until March 19th, 2022, there's that date again, Carrie was on IG, geeking with them yet again. So on March 19th, she was sending them kissy face emojis on IG, but laughing at their steep demise on Foodie Beauty's channel. Okay.
So right there, she's showing that basically she's putting up her front, right? She's laughing at them on YouTube, on little other channels, but when she's talking to them, like she's still friendly with them or whatever on Instagram, and sending them little kissy faces.
Okay. After this screenshot was shared on YouTube, she made her IG account private and scoffed and or blocked anyone who asked questions.
Now, isn't that weird? If your Instagram and all that stuff was open before in public and there was nothing wrong with what you were doing, why would you all of a sudden lock it up after people started looking at it and started taking note that you were talking to Shanny and Rev on there, especially when everybody knows Shanny and Rev have fled to Instagram?
June 7th, 2022, Jason was arrested for child abuse and he spent 13 days in jail. During that time, Carrie was once again friends with them, admitted to talking on the phone with him, texting back and forth, and in DMs. One call, she was a witness to CPS knocking on the door and Shanny telling her children to hide so they weren't caught.
Now, when I've heard Carrie talk about this somewhat recently, she said that she wasn't sure if it was CPS at the door. But around that time, from what I had heard from her own mouth, and I'm pretty sure Burnt Toast is about to play because, like I said, she's the queen of receipts. She said that it was CPS. So Carrie was on the phone when CPS was trying to make contact with Shanny so that they could see if their kids were okay. CPS had already been notified like way before this, and they had constantly been trying to get in contact with her. But anytime that CPS would pop up, she would turn all the lights off and tell the kids not to answer the door and those type of things.
I was talking to her, and CPS showed up at the house, and I literally could hear them boom, 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 like banging on the door, trying to get her to come to the door. And I heard her tell the boys, "Go in your room and be quiet, and like stay in there till I tell you to come out." And she literally sat there in silence and made them be quiet until CPS left and stopped knocking on the door and went.
So 21 says, Carrie proved she was in DMs with Shanny since March 2022 and was even sitting on DMs from William and didn't say anything and even responded in a voice message, which I'm pretty sure she showed herself, right? Because I remember that she was showing Shanny DMs. That's kind of how she launched her channel. Is I was really close to Shanny. Hey, I got messages, which funny enough is something that Jules did. Jules had went up in the Discord and used to text her and stuff, and she used to use that as content. Haha. What's going on, some idiot?
And I thought, that's really weird, because if you don't have anything to hide, what does it matter? Just let them in. You know what I mean? So that I found that to be kind of strange.
She claims June 22nd, 2022, one day after Jason was released from jail, was the last day she was friends with Shanny.
And he's leaving Pennsylvania. He never wants to come back. They're both trying to act like he's not there. Meanwhile, she's giving me texts saying she's so he was there. So I just screenshotted it, and I went over. I was watching Drag live, and I shared the screenshot with him. And I shared the screenshot with Secular Opinion. And of course, immediately my phone started blowing up.
You know what's funny to me is how come she doesn't mention the time before that when she popped up in Drag's chat and she was defending Shanny and she was asking Drag, why do you review her? Why do you cover her? Why are you bothering her? And Drag told her what he, funny enough, what he also told Tragic and what he also told anybody else, whoever popped up, Gman or whoever who was trying to defend Shanny. And he asked them, when does she ever stop talking about me? You say I'm harassing her. I'm only talking about her. But isn't she constantly talking about me? Isn't she making streams and putting my name in them and things like that? For some reason, she didn't bring that up. I don't know why that's not pertinent to the story. See, Holofala was there. She remembers. Said I was in Drag's chat at that time too. A couple of us remember who were there. She popped up when she was an active member of Shandy's, and she had sat there and asked Drag, why are you bothering her? Which most Shandy defenders do. I think even Negs did it. Yes, Rickzilla, you were there because I remember you also came around the same time as the Cecil McFly documentary. So you and Carrie actually somewhat came around the same time, but you actually had, found Drag's channel and she worked her way into Shandy's. Fucking Rickzilla.
With her, like she was calling, she was pissed, and I just didn't answer. Like I literally never talked to her again from that point on.
That same week, Shanny's children were taken for the 6th and hopefully the last time. As of the making of this video, the children are still in foster care and Shanny's parental rights are in danger of being taken due to her unwillingness to comply with CPS.
So let me say a little bit about that too. Ever since before they had left Colorado, there had already been calls to CPS. There were certain things that people could see, And it's not like people were trolling and they were calling. Excuse me. What happens is there are mandated reporters in the chat. I remember we had a nurse that used to be around in the geek room. There was a black guy who was a social worker who used to watch. Most people don't know, but those of you who are in the Petty Fam Discord probably know. We even had a cop that used to watch a lot of this stuff. And guess what those people did? They reported, because that's what their job is. That's what their in real life job is. It wasn't for us, not the internet people. We told them, hey, I hit the cop up. I'm like, hey, you seen this? And he's like, I already reported it. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. That's not for us regular internet folks. That's what really happened. And that's why people, also aside from that, some people knew some inside, well, Drag knew some inside things because of other people that were around them. And some other people had called on them also who had seen them in public, if I remember correctly. And those people had been in contact with CPS. So there was a reason why everybody said, do not call CPS, because if all of you call, it's going to seem like you're trolling, like you're, like you're trying to swat somebody or something. And people wanted the kids to actually get help. So if everybody was calling, the kids might not ever get help.
In a two-part interview on September 1st and September 7th of 2022, Carrie recalls what happened that day.
She claims that, CPS wasn't like keeping her in the loop with what was going to happen with him. But, the truth is they tried to keep her in the loop. They tried coming to her house and she didn't answer the door. So how are they? Right. How are they supposed to keep you in the loop if you're not, answering to them? And, as far as like what has happened with CPS and since then, even though the charges were dropped legally for him, CPS
you wasn't supposed to be there.
Right. CPS was still already involved and knew what had went down. I mean, you have to keep in mind that all those videos and things that she was putting out there, they were watching that too.
Please note that she admits here that CPS was already involved. This is important to point out because it shows she, in fact, knew that CPS was already involved. And therefore, when my channel and many others were telling people this during that time, she understood why we were saying it wasn't good for people to continuously mass call CPS, because Jason was in jail and CPS was already involved investigating. Carrie's community later in 2023 claimed that myself, Jules Tells All, The Geek Room, Dragnot, etc. purposely told people not to call CPS back in 2022 because we wanted the abuse to continue.
Ooh, let's go back to what this person was saying.
CPS back in 2022.
Oh, I thought it was going to slide up. So, Girl Next Door 0703. I have no idea if this person is even in her chat or whatever. I don't watch. Says, at Denny Quinn, I think they figured as long as the boys were there, the drama would keep going and they'd make money. No incentive to actually help the boys at all. Then they go on to say, basically, everyone trusted Jules and Burnt were making the reports, and in fact, they never did. Makes me sick that they were telling people not to call knowing the boys were in trouble. This is why I always have a problem with people just wholeheartedly making shit up. Because nothing that this person said was true. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain it. I shouldn't. I'll just hit play.
Because we wanted the abuse to continue.
Well, thank you for the super chat, Girl Next Door. You said Jules told people not to call CPS for the kids despite them being abused for years with no intervention. Now she's giving them money. I think it's clear what her agenda is. Oh, good point. You got a good point there.
Pretty considering all of our channels, as well as many, many other individuals, help collect evidence of the abuse for CPS. Carrie knew CPS was already involved and that random people online mass calling them wasn't helping the situation. Why she's now helping to spread the lie that our channels didn't want CPS involved is pretty up. Also, in those September 1st and 7th, 2022 interviews, she talked about how she found Shanny's channel for the first time.
Before we start getting into that, there's something else that I wanted to show you guys. Because there's a couple people who are still saying this old dumb shit about, you know, the whole reason why people were mad about Carrie and all this stuff was because they were gatekeeping. No, it was just about the views. You know, only we can get rich off of Shanny. Only we can get all the views off of Shanny, right? So around the time that Carrie started covering Shanny, oh, no problem, ballpark, Frank. So I figured why not, since I was around. Basically around that time, Drag had his own little thing that happened, and then he was like, I'm done with this. He's like, I don't like my new audience that has came up. He's like, he's like, it's repetitive. So he stopped pretty much reviewing Shanny like that. Which button? Okay, that's the button. Okay. And there were other people who had popped up and they started reviewing Shanny. Like, you know, this is like around the time that I think BurntToast's was already doing lives before Drag stopped, but her and Jules started doing like Shanny's food streams and stuff. And BGTV used to go over her stuff, and Jules did. Now, I'm going to show you what BGTV and BurntToast were doing. Jules, she had kept doing Shanny content, but Jules was a little different. Jules had hurt her back really bad, and she stopped streaming for a while. And she had came back sometimes, but like she wasn't too focused on streaming or anything. You know, she had other real life things going on. So I'm not really gonna add her on into this. Oh, I didn't hit the right button. So look, so let's look at, see if it popped up. No, it didn't. Oh, okay, there it goes. Let's look at BGTV's channel. So all this stuff that's happening is in 2022, right? That's about 3 years ago. Look at what BGTV is doing 3 years ago in 2022. He's talking about Hussy. Then he's talking about Crystal Land, Love After Lockup, IRL streamers, Jewel Rancid and Natilla. He had already switched his content. And then like down here, he did like some Rev stuff. And then a little bit of Nick Bravo too. But you see, he had already switched his content. Now, let me show you BurntToast 3 years ago. Since you know people were jealous of views because they were for sure still trying to watch Shanny. Let's go to BurntToast. 4 years ago, not even 3, 4 years ago, BurntToast was already diving into Krama and doing pretty well. Look at that. She's getting like over 3K views on like each of these videos. Look at that. She's still doing Gman and stuff, but she's doing Molly Go Lightly. And what was that other? Laura Perplex. And that's what threw her into the Krama thing. And then she started on Bullhorn Betty. Where's this shit coming up at where they're jealous of views? And that you know, all the people who were watching Shanny were gatekeepers. Like, I should have pulled up the Geek Rooms also, because the Geek Room is another channel that stopped reviewing Shanny around that time. Nobody was reviewing Shanny anymore. Not really. Everybody got tired of it and moved on. Sweet and spicy GP, for the most part, I think that maybe in the beginning, but GP has never defended Shanny, especially after he heard her saying all type of niggas and stuff. GP does not support Shanny. What's going on, Slayer? Oops. Wait a minute. Fuck up. I've been sitting here just quiet as ever, letting the video play, and I didn't even share the video with y'all. That was a fail. Somebody take Vidal's wrench, please.
Documentary, and that was her first introduction to Shanny and Jason, along with other peripheral characters like Gman.
Oh, sorry, let me just make sure I got everything what you just said. So basically, you found her from Cecil. You were like, oh wow,
True
check this
Kitty.
person out, and then you decided to kind of talk to her, and then after that, when like around June 7th, I have on my copy of the report is when the incident went down.
How long did we actually stay in touch? I followed her and watched her streams and stuff for about a year, but it was like I was, hate watching her. I was watching her to make fun of her and see all the ridiculous they did. But then when Rev got arrested for kicking the kid, she did a live on Instagram about it. She was crying. She was, saying she was going to leave him. She wasn't going to be with him anymore. She wanted to do what was best for her kids and, all this stuff about making a change. And I actually kind of and do what's right for her kids, then I didn't mind supporting her in a way. You know what I mean?
So when did the Cecil McFly documentary on Shanny and Jason drop? It premiered on March 30th, 2020. So before the townhome eviction in May of 2021. I have no idea when she watched the Cecil McFly documentary, as Carrie has not been exactly forthcoming with details. So
Once again, you see how BurntToast's is being completely honest. I do not know exactly when Carrie had watched the Cecil McFly documentary, as she hasn't been forthcoming with when she did. All she said is that she started watching when she's seen the Cecil McFly video. That's very fucking honest. I don't know how people are acting like she's lying or like she's saying anything outside of her wheelhouse.
Surrounding how and when she found Shanny. But if she wasn't lying about being introduced to Shanny via Cecil's video, then she would have had to have watched the documentary between November 2021 and March 2022. More on that November date later. So, we've established that she became friends with Shanny and Jason after she watched the documentary and the walkthrough video, and that she was a channel member on their platforms. But was she ever a mod? September 28th, 2023, she says this. But this is not what she said the year before in September of 2022.
And then this video here is from June 21st.
Well, Red Feather, I'm pretty sure Calypso wasn't fucking around, didn't know none of the people involved, and doesn't know shit. So, I mean, what insight can Calypso give to any of this at all?
And that's the actual day that she actually made you a mod, right?
Right. And see, that's that day that she made me a mod was literally the day that he got out of jail.
This was also, for some reason, another controversial point. I actually remember this, where she kept saying over and over again that she wasn't a mod for Shanny. But of course, there's BurntToast's with the video of her saying that she was a mod for Shanny. And she keeps flipping out about people paying and stuff, but she was a paid member to Shanny's channel, and this is in 2022. So there was no gifting memberships. You had to pay for it yourself.
Many people swear that they were blocked by Carrie in Shanny's chats when they were calling out the child abuse. Carrie denies this, of course, but then again, she also denies ever being a Shanny mod. So, when did she go from their friend, channel member, and mod to reviewing them every day, and why? By the summer of 2022.
And this is what I want to add too. This is why a lot of us didn't watch Carrie. It wasn't because, oh, she's getting views. So this is one reason why. It's just weird to me that you were friends with Shanny, you were defending her. Rev called you a cunt. The stuff happens with the kid and all that shit. You're not friends with them anymore, and then now you're dropping their DMs and ridiculing them. But when you're showing the DMs, like, it shows that you're consoling them and, you know, not giving them any type of ridicule or anything like that. It seems like you're just pretty much being a yes man in her chats, because everybody knows that if you're not a yes man when you talk to Shanny, then she's just gonna get rid of you. Carrie knows that. She's gonna bring it up a little bit later that she had already got booted out before.
Carrie, often with her husband Michael on panel with her, started reviewing Shanny and Jason on.
Okay, so TGR says the cunt video is on TGR. Reviewed it after it happened. When was the cunt video? Was the cunt video was it around in June, around the same time? Because correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't she show the text messages where Rev had came back and she was consoling Shanny, saying that, oh, you know, we'll fuck what everybody else thinks, and if you want him back, then that's it would. Or am I misremembering that? Like, am I thinking of that wrong? Let me know.
A regular basis,
in
with
March.
many days streaming multiple times a day. Currently, all of those earlier streams are no longer on her channel, with September 25th, 2022 being her oldest live stream listed, and August 31st, 2022 as the oldest video she uploaded. I'm unsure why she deleted all of those earlier streams, but she has a pattern of deleting things that she doesn't want to be questioned about later. Just something I've noticed. She became obsessed with being the first one to rush to go live the second Shanny went live. As of the making of this video, she still streams every day, sometimes 3 times a day.
So when he called her a cunt, it was before she got cool with them. Before Rev kicked the kids. She got friendly with them afterwards too. Oh, so she got friendly with them afterwards.
During this early part of her channel was called Love My Little Music Box. Here is someone who has since left Carrie's community who gave her a shout out early on. Additionally, she was also still reaching out to Shanny on social media. Another interesting fact is that she also had another username.
All right, so Dove Kitty is, let me go back a little bit because I'm fucking up. Make sure we get all that info. Dove Kitty is saying Shanny bragged to Carrie that she got laid. After that, Carrie dropped DMs to Secular Opinion. So Carrie was accurate on that part of the timeline, that after Shanny had talked about getting smashed by Rev, that's when she dropped DMs. Okay.
Thing I've noticed. She became obsessed with being the first one to rush to go live the second Shanny went live. As of the making of this video, she still streams every day, sometimes 3 times a day. During this early part of her channel was called Love My Little Music Box. Here is someone who has since left Carrie's community who gave her a shout out early on. Additionally, she was also still reaching out to Shanny on social media. Another interesting fact is that she also had another username called Dear Prudence 13, which she still uses as her name on social media platforms. What's interesting about this this is while Shanny and Jason were still in their townhome in Colorado, there were a lot of people who saw that account in Shanny's chat. There are also many people who have come to me saying they 100% saw the Dear Prudence 13 account in Shanny's chats before the walkthrough video occurred in May of 2021.
So, as BurntToast's is saying, it is not confirmed, but there is speculation that Carrie was around before the walkthrough video.
Have zero proof of this, but the sheer amount of people who don't know each other and are from different YouTube communities makes me wonder if there's some validity to this.
When he got arrested for that 2 weeks, that's when we actually started talking one-on-one and got, you know, closer or whatever, and we're friends just for that time. So when she says that I faked being her friend for a year and all this kind of stuff, that's just not true. That's not the way that worked out. And I didn't fake being her friend for the 2 weeks. You know, like I said, I genuinely did feel bad for her and was trying to be supportive.
Well, which one is it? Because earlier, Carrie was saying that basically she buddy trolled them. So did you genuinely feel bad for them and you became friends, or you were buddy trolling the whole time? I mean, you could low-key have both, where you were buddy trolling and then you actually befriended them, but then don't act like you didn't befriend them and feel sorry for them and all that good shit.
You know?
I watched her. I came across her through Cecil McFly, that documentary that she did on her. And then I looked into her, started watching her streams, and definitely did not like her. I mean, I definitely did not. I thought she was not a good person, and just very, you know, ridiculous, the way that they would act, begging for money and doing all the stuff that they do. And then when Rev was arrested that night, she went on Instagram and started doing lives and you know, saying that he hurt the son, that he kicked her son in the head, and she swore she was done with him, she was going to break up with him, and she was crying. And I looking back now, I don't know why I felt sympathy for her, but I did. I actually did feel bad for her. And that's when, you know, just for that period of 2 weeks while he was in jail, we did talk personally, and you know, I was friendly with her.
So there's something personally that I have a problem with about her even saying she feels sorry for Shanny. None of us felt sorry for Shanny, because when Shanny initially told the story, she said that her son, her oldest son, called the police. She wasn't going to call the police. Her oldest son said, fuck that. He can't do that to us, and called the police. The only reason why Rev didn't get charged is because the oldest son was still a minor. And of course, can't nobody press charges except for Shanny, and Shanny wasn't going to press charges, right? So the whole thing, even of Rev coming home, it was because Shanny wasn't going to press charges. And she also later lied and said that she was the one who called the police when she was not the one who called. Her oldest son did. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think even Rev himself said that the oldest son did.
But when he got, the day that he was getting released, and her kids came in crying about him coming back in the house, and then literally like an hour after he got home, she sent me a text saying, you know, oh well, I just got laid.
I'm not sure, Dove Kitty. I don't exactly remember that. You might remember that part more than I do. I don't remember her ever asking Drag to give her some pointers, but I know that she was trying to be mad friendly after she dropped those DMs to Secular Opinion in them.
I was just like, wow, this is a horrible person. Like, how could she do her kids like that? And I was done. I mean, from that moment, any kind of little bit of sympathy or respect that I had for her went right out the window.
Either way, Carrie has already admitted she felt sorry for them and actively sought out a real friendship with them after she saw confirmation of the child abuse and so many other horrific things. In my opinion, that's damning enough. October 7th, 2022, she reviewed the now infamous townhome walkthrough video.
I just want to add too, like, she can sit there and be like, I didn't know the kids were being abused or whatever. But you can see the countless other videos of Shanny calling people Nick. Shanny called people the hard R so much. The good Hannibal and Monty made a song out of it. Rev has said so much racist shit that they also included him in the song. But I guess we don't care about that. I mean, granted, like, she might have not heard that Shanny was been swinging on Rev and swinging on her parents and swinging on her ex and her ex's brother and shit like that. But I mean, come on now, dude. Like, some of this stuff, like when you look up Shanny for Christ, it pops right up. When you look up Shanny for Christ, Drag's channel used to pop up. All his videos did.
Where the severe neglect of the children was heart-wrenchingly displayed. I have been told she reviewed the walkthrough video before this date, where she talked about watching it the day it was premiered on Dragnaut's channel in 2021, but I have yet to confirm this. Carrie's current claim is that she didn't know Shanny existed back in May of 2021 when the walkthrough video was filmed and first posted on YouTube. I have yet to confirm when exactly she started watching Shanny's streams. The earliest I can confirm is her own words.
Thanksgiving for so many freaking years.
Yeah, right. You didn't do it last year.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Oh, let me go back a little bit on this, because I was over here reading what Red Feather said. Calypso was claiming this was the stolen video. What was the stolen video? What do you mean? They try to say that what was a stolen video? Because the stolen video was part 2 of a 3 series that Gman had recorded while talking to the hotel manager. The walkthrough was she said the walkthrough was a stolen video. Oh, this bitch don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I actually know who exactly took that video and was talking to Drag while doing the video and stuff. I know the other person that was there with him. Oh, I don't know the other person personally, but I know who they are. But I know the person who she has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. Nope. Drag didn't even have that video. It was given to him, but that wasn't even his video. She's tripping. She has no idea what she's talking about.
Yet to confirm when exactly she started watching Shanny's streams. The earliest I can confirm is her own words.
Thanksgiving for so many freaking years.
Yeah, right. You didn't do it last year. I remember.
Hi,
CPS
Maddie.
had to come and bring them food because they literally had nothing.
Yep.
So she was streaming Shanny November 15th, 2022, and said she remembered watching Shanny the year before in November of 2021, and even recalled CPS had to show up to make sure the kids had food.
So if you guys have been, back and forth with the dates, if you remember, Carrie said that she hadn't seen Shanny until the Cecil McFly documentary. The Cecil McFly documentary hadn't came out until March of 2022. Now, BurntToast's was talking about how there were people who had said that they had seen her other online moniker in Shanny's chats before 2022, before the Cecil McFly video. What BurntToast is pointing out is that here is Carrie herself using her own words, saying that she had watched her the previous year on Thanksgiving. This video is in November of 2022. The previous Thanksgiving is November of 2021, which, by Carrie's own admission, would show that she had been watching Shanny before the Cecil McFly documentary.
I'm still not able to get past the fact that Carrie sought out a friendship with Shanny after knowing she was abusing her kids. October 16th, 2022, Carrie did a stream with the title, My Experience with Shanny for Christ.
Was the membership worth it?
Did she say 2020? I'm pretty sure at the beginning she was saying that the documentary came out in 22, right? Somebody is Cecil McFly's video still up? Somebody do me a solid and check the date. Let's check this shit. I'm pretty sure everything has been dated to 2022. And if Burnt Toast was pulling up dates, I highly doubt she got the year wrong. It says 2021. May 31st, 2021. So you guys are right. I misspoke. It's my fault. So the walkthrough video came out in 2021. So you guys are right. The Cecil McFly video is 2020. Boom. So yeah, so you're right. It would still be after the Cecil McFly video. Aren't there 2 documentaries? The other documentary is Irate Alex. I don't know if they came out around the same year, but I know Cecil McFly's. Or does Cecil McFly have 2 videos? I actually don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen those documentaries. But yeah, that was just my bad. 21 said, Carrie said herself she saw the Shanny Thanksgiving content of 2021, which means the earliest we know of Carrie admitting seeing Shanny. Right. Basically what I was getting at. I mean, aside from the other part where I fucked up the dates. My bad.
Yeah, it was only $2, so it didn't cost a lot to begin with, but yeah, I mean, it was worth it to be able to,
Wait, Irate Alex is another buddy Carrie threw under the bus to accuse her associates. Were you talking about Irate Alex using the N-word? You know he's black, right? I probably read that wrong. But yeah, if you're talking about Alex is black. But I don't even think Alex really knows Carrie, does he? I don't know.
Be careful.
talk in the chat and say anything, because like I said, I couldn't talk at all in there because she had blocked me for something that I had said before. So that's why I did it.
So she was in Shanny's chats before she was a member.
We've actually had words a couple of times since all these things went down, but this next one that you're going to watch is just a little clip of me when she was on streaming on YouTube playing Stardew Valley.
What? Every time she tells this story, it seems to evolve. Carrie then reviews the stream where Shanny was calling her a fake friend, claiming Carrie only...
Oh. I mean, Irate Alex is also a part of the LBGT. I mean, I don't know how that goes over there. I'm not gay, so that's not none of my business, but I know Alex is bi or whatever, and he's British, so they say F God for other reasons too. But yeah, he definitely says F God in that way all the time.
became friends with her to get info to share with the Shanny reaction channels. Carrie made sure to say she was not a fake friend to Shanny. But Carrie admits a lot more in this stream as well. She talks about how she basically has no life or friends outside of YouTube and sees her audience as her real friends.
I don't have a lot of, friends outside of my house. I'm a homebody. I don't know a lot of people where I live. And so you guys have given me a way to, make friends. And
it is very evident, even you befriending Hussey, it makes it very evident. This is also something, funny enough, her new little friend AJ, this is something that AJ said recently. AJ said that she can count on both of, I think she said one of her hands or both of her hands, how many times she's actually left the house in the past year. Sad.
I feel like you guys are my friends.
This is, in my opinion, a huge red flag. She also admits to inviting Shanny to her house to hang out and possibly swim in a pool. What? But quickly claims it was never going to happen anyway.
Does it see? Were you really going to let Shanny in the pool? You know, it was one of those things where for that 2 weeks, I was trying to like really be nice to her, you know what I mean? And make her feel better. And because she was crying all the time and going on about Rev. So there were things that like that I said like, oh, you should come to Tennessee and hang out. I knew it would never happen. You know what I mean?
Additional issues
I'll let her slide a little bit on that because she was probably just kissing ass, like, you know, oh yeah, we got to hang out sometime, but never really was like, you know, dedicated to meeting Shanny. I'll let her slide on that one.
include when she started accusing
Citrus, is that
it would
is
never happen. You know what I mean?
additional issues
yo, Girl World people, is that a different Citrus, or is that like y'all Citrus? Wasn't there like a Citrus that y'all had that would say like little racist stuff or whatever? Is that the same Citrus, or this is just a different person? Get out, Jessica. No, I'm playing.
include when she started accusing every channel who didn't kiss her ass of quote unquote supporting Shanny's lifestyle. Carrie and her community attacked, doxed, and attempted to dox anyone they decided was guilty of this offense.
Oh, look, it's Marquise de Sadie. Which is funny enough when you like we were just talking about earlier, like Carrie was a member. She was giving money to Shanny. So, I mean, what the fuck is the difference?
Without a shred of proof.
Well, I will say,
in a while. You love Dunkin'.
you know, I have to say thank you to the simps that are sending them this stuff and trying to stir up all this drama, because this would have been hella boring. Like Shanny's being hella boring, and that's.
Oh, I remember this. So let me try to call it out before it happens. I think this is when Carrie was already mad at Jules, and Jules thought it would be funny if she sent Shanny like $1 Cash App and tell her to say fuck Carrie. And of course, Shanny did it. And Carrie got pissed off about it exactly the way that Jules wanted her to.
It's the way that she always is when she's getting everything she wants. So I don't know. It makes for better content for not to give them money. But I guess if you're going to be giving them money, then stirring up with other people and other creators, that's what you got to do for entertainment. So
yep,
here we go.
That's what it was.
Keep in mind too, when you see these people that are donating, whether it's to troll, whatever reason that they have, if it's someone that you're giving, that you donate super chats to or money to, keep in mind that your money is going to Shanny. Just, might want to think about it.
Look at that little snake shit. Look at how fucking snake-like Carrie is. Oh, if you're giving to these people, like trying to discourage people from for other people to get money, just because she's mad at Jules sending $1 Cash App to say fuck her. Just know if you're giving them money, it's going to Shanny. Jules has a fucking job. Jules has always had a fucking job. BGTV has a fucking job. The niggas in the geek room have jobs. Everybody that you're talking about that used to watch Shanny or whatever, all these niggas have jobs. If you send them money, it goes to their extra little pocket. If they gonna send something, it's probably coming out of their pocket because they have jobs. I understand that you don't have to work and you at home, but this is your source of income, not everybody else's. This is the same dumb shit that Gman used to say back in the day. He used to say that the geek room, BGTV, and Drag would and Miss Parker would send each other the same $5. Like, oh, you guys are just trying to send each other the same money. even thinking about the fact that most of the people that you name have fucking jobs, except for Miss Parker. And even then, her dude had money. Shit was ridiculous.
Someone that you're giving, that you donate super chats to or money to, keep in mind that your money is going to Shanny. Just, I want to think about that.
Man, to tell you the truth, I was like, is that CPS?
You said Jules gets off on feeding child abusers. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. You mean, yeah, they had been they were child abusers when you paid for a membership. So you fed a child abuser also, and a racist. And whatever else we about to throw in there.
It's what it looks like.
So good.
Or that, or she just gets off on trying to make other people pissed off that she's willing to give child abusers money. I don't know. Look, you know what? If you guys are
Jessica Meska, don't feel too bad. If you didn't know anything about her but had a hunch, pat yourself on the back, because, well, I didn't really hear the back and forth with y'all, but the same thing that she was doing with you or whatever, like the same thing I didn't even go on panels to argue with her. I was just trying to go up there, talk about Shanny and be cordial, and she flipped out on me. So I mean, I'm not too surprised that it happened with you either.
there's money, I don't know. Look, you know what? If you guys are bothered by these people that claim to be trolling them as well, I'm just gonna say it. If you want to make a point, go unsubscribe. That's the way you can show people how you feel, and that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Not tired and awake.
And I've been accused of telling people to unsub from them already, so hey, might as well actually do it.
That is some low down snake ass shit. You are trying so hard to convince people not to give money to these people and to unsub from them. That is the definition of a hater. That is what you call a hater, folks. I've heard Jules say 1,000 times, I'm not telling anybody to unsub from Carrie. I'm not telling you to stop watching her. I've heard a lot of the people that have anything to say about Carrie from over in my little corner back in the Shanny verse. Ain't none of them people ever said unsub from Carrie. They always say, I don't care if you watch her. I don't care if you still want to watch her. See how much of a child she is, where she's like, I don't, you can't like the people, that I don't like, and I don't want them to prosper because I don't like them. Like, it's really not that serious. Well, I'm gonna just say, just unsub from them. Shut your bitch ass up.
That's the way that you show people.
I ain't never in my life told anybody to unsub from the bodega or anybody that I've ever talked about. That is some straight up bitch shit.
People how you feel about their content.
Brilliant. All the best characters.
Good for you, Alana.
Let me see.
One channel admitted to giving Shanny $1 to troll her and got her to say some really funny shit. But Carrie threw a fit, acting as though this was some unforgivable sin.
I agree,
Meanwhile,
Daria.
Carrie and her husband said this on a live stream about their friends.
And that's why I was asking, was it the dollars she was giving to make her talk shit about you back then, or was this new?
Right. I think this was new. I don't know if it had anything to do with it. Like, I just know that she did.
I think the whole thing's crazy.
It's weird, but whatever. They're adults. They can do what they want with their money.
I can go back on
Yeah, I mean, I think the same thing about people who friends of ours who do. Like, we know people who give them money,
Yeah.
and
This is on top of the fact that many defectors of her community, including former mods, say behind the scenes Carrie was allegedly encouraging her mods to donate to Shanny and Jason, sending them food and various other things so Carrie can continue to have content.
Oh yeah, just because I guess for some reason people are talking about it in the chat. I haven't exactly seen anything because some of y'all is writing like a little bit of paragraph and then some sentences and stuff, and I ain't trying to keep scrolling while trying to listen to the video. But don't be talking about nobody, kids, like, or whatever up in here. Like, do that shit somewhere else. I'm not really interested in talking about Carrie's kids or Tragic's kids or anybody. It ain't got nothing to do with them. I'm focused on the people that we're talking about.
I have zero proof of this, but because so many former mods are publicly saying this, it's hard to ignore. For me, the issue is not comparing how much Carrie gave versus some other channel. No one is quote unquote supporting Shanny's lifestyle outside of Gman and the uncle. But it's the double standard that Carrie's subs, friends, and now allegedly her mods are sending them stuff and then wants to turn around and attack channels or subs she doesn't like for doing the exact same thing.
Isn't that how it always goes? Rules for thee.
At this point, there were subscribers who were increasingly uncomfortable with Carrie.
So we have Sandy Banks who says YouTube, Instagram, whatever the hell you gave them money post child abuse and sub to the Twitch when they were on there. You said that yourself. Hey, it's Happy Jesus 123. Too bad they're not here right now. They said Rev and Shanny get food stamps. If you are paying your taxes, you are supporting child. Oh, I love Happy Jesus. And then all Carrie said was, nope. And Sandy Banks said, you literally did, Carrie.
Minimizing her relationship with Shanny and Jason, while at the same time talking about inviting Shanny to...
Wait, you're Sandy Banks, 21? That's funny.
Her home. There were those who side-eyed her from the very beginning because Carrie claims she was a hate watcher at first and allegedly only became a member to avoid being blocked.
Whoever this is, say Carrie was quick to report nudity, but sure kept her lips zipped about Shanny's alleged child abuse neglect. That was a whole other thing that happened where I think Shanny had got her Instagram or something taken down. It was some shit that got reported, and people, of course, were complaining about it because rule number 1 over here in our little corner of YouTube is you do not report the cows. Can't watch the cow if you report them, because then we got to go find them and stuff again. Fucks up our access. And I remember she was lying about reporting them, and people pulled up recordings of her admitting that she did, and it's always the same thing with Carrie. Like this is one of the reasons why I always tell people, go back to your streams and listen to them, because if you do, like I'm gonna give her a little grace, and there might even be times where she's not even trying to lie, but because she doesn't remember that she said it, I'm being very, very, very gracious. Very, very gracious, because it seems like you're doing this over and over again. But even so, I mean, come on.
Only to enter into a real friendship with them.
And I have to admit, I felt bad for her. I actually did feel bad for her and feel sympathy for her.
Another criticism was she seemed overly emotional about Shanny, often coming across as having a personal vendetta for the failed friendship.
So, no, Jessica Meska, Hussey is not a troll shield at all. It's pretty much the opposite. She's actually attracting more attention, and if anything, more trolls by associating herself with Hussey. What it is you know about Lost Cows, like, you know what they do. Like, they feel a lot more comfortable when they have somebody to group up with, you know, when they're not by themselves. What was the other thing that you said? Hasn't she known them all for a hot minute? No, not really. Hussey started reviewing Shanny, I think, like, what, earlier this year or somewhat last year, and I think that's when Carrie caught wind of him. How far are we into this? My shit is dying. If anything, I might just have to switch off of my mic, and I'm gonna have to use my my computer one because I need to get another cord. Oh well, be right back.
Single conversation was all about Shanny. That's what Shanny talks about. Shanny talks about Shanny. She doesn't want to hear about other people's lives. She didn't want to hear about my life. She didn't want to hear about things that I do and my thoughts on stuff. She just wanted to talk. She just wanted to talk about herself. Like, that's Shanny. That's why she literally knows nothing about me. Sunflower Sky, did Shanny show any care towards me? Like, about my... No. In a minute, she's gonna, start talking shit about me, and you'll see then, like, she can't say anything. She literally knows nothing about me.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Or, I mean, I probably sound away, but can you at least hear me?
Like, I was there for her.
No, the fuck you weren't. How, in what way, Shanny? What way were you ever there for me? That's complete bullshit. You were wrapped up in everything that was going on with you. You weren't there for...
Well, that's on her. It's not...
Oh, well, what I was gonna say is, funny enough, everything that Kate just said, Calypso, that is for you. You don't know shit about me. I ain't never told you shit about me. I ain't never told the internet shit about me. Don't you ever in your life speak on me unless you know what the fuck you saying. Because now, I'm about to go watch. And now, I'm going to wait. I'm going to get you just like I do everybody else. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to wait. And you keep adding that shit up. And I'm going to have something for your ass.
Not on me. It's her loss.
People felt as though she only turned on Shanny and started reviewing her because she was embarrassed that Shanny went live and called her out by name several times on June 22nd, 2022, and other subsequent dates. Carrie herself has admitted that that was the day she ended her friendship with them. And of course, this was hard for people, myself included, to comprehend how Carrie could ever feel sorry for a racist, homophobic, scamming child abuser. The thought that after a real friend was too much for some people to overlook. Something else that
Oh, okay, there we go. Well, hopefully it's not tripping. God damn it. So this is actually the other reason why I really watching Carrie when she kind of took over on the Shanny content. If I've been around before you and I know about what's been going on and know more about I know more about you, then why would I watch your streams? Right? Then at that, why would I watch your streams when you're getting everything, like not everything, but you're getting things wrong because you don't know, or you're listening to people in the chat who also weren't there and don't know anything. This is just okay. Y'all remember when Yo Mama first got into Girl World and time for me to go to bed. So D fam included, we were laughing at him because he got a lot of things wrong when he first came. He didn't have too much of the lore. He was getting some of the history wrong and stuff like that, and people would try to correct him. Right? That was exactly what was happening with Carrie. Just constantly getting everything wrong. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit over. Like, it's frustrating when it's like, no, that didn't happen. No, that's not when it was. He still gets shit wrong. Jessica Meska said, I just feel like she's leaving out a chunk because she has multiple groups that are incredibly dedicated to bothering her. No, so this video is what, like 11 months ago, something like that. So this is like early on. This is like one of the first things that happened. And this is when, like, you know, the kind of split off from the Shanny verse into her own little shit happened. The things that they have going on with the mods and all that other stuff, that all that came after. I personally don't know about any of that stuff. That would be stuff that, you know, like the Geek Room or 21 or Red Feather, and like those people, they can all tell you about that. I don't know nothing about that. I only know about the early on stuff because that's when I was around. Pretty much after this, like, a lot of us stopped watching Shanny.
Gatekeeping, even though those channels were giving Carrie shout outs from streams, some were even donating to her. Carrie told her audience that she was pretty sure Jason and Shanny were living in a tent or a camper when they were really in a motel. Another example is when she claimed Jason's uncle gave Shanny $1,500 for bail money to get Jason out of jail when the uncle only gave her $500. Yeah.
So BurntToast's is explaining how she's, you know, getting certain little details wrong. And I know people are probably saying like, yeah, who cares? But you know how that shit goes. It's telephone. Somebody gives out, you know, a little bit of wrong, repeating it, and then it looks someone looks bad on all of us, right? Like, then when Shanny's like, you guys are lying about us, she's right. It's petty. What was Jessica Meska was saying? Say, yeah, I heard Carrie's homie sent her a video that someone was planning to release, and she claims it as her own, so they slammed down on her hard. No, we talked about that earlier. What? Actually, I don't think I even told the story. So, once long ago, in a town very far, far away. No, so basically, Gman had recorded a video of him talking to the hotel manager over where Shanny and Rev was at. And that hotel ended up getting condemned. He was like a slumlord or whatever. But Gman was putting them up in there. He was paying for them. He didn't want them in his anymore because he was renovating it and he was getting ready to sell it. And they were stinking it up and wouldn't clean. So he booted them up out of there and put them up in a hotel. He was paying for the hotel, and I guess he had some conversation or whatever with, shut up, boobies. So he had a conversation with the manager, and a part of that conversation, right? So Drag, if you were in his Discord, when he would come up on new things that he was going to show or have other people show, he would play a little bit of it in Discord. And he would always say, don't share this with me. Much if you shows videos, you don't really put it out. And somebody, ain't gonna say their name because it's not really important, but they somehow didn't get the message that they weren't supposed to snatch the video, and they took it and they gave it to Carrie. And then there was a whole thing about that where Carrie was saying like, oh, well, you know, I got it off of Drag's channel, which she didn't. So she lied about it. And then she had went over the video like super early in the morning. And there was a whole thing about that, just simply because she lied about how she got the video. And she tried to put it all on the person who gave her the video. But I mean, why lie and say it was on that person's channel? Oh, what's up, Tosi? Toast says, my video is from 2023, before a lot of this stuff happened with the mods. I haven't talked about Carrie on my channel in a very long time, but I'm glad you're reviewing this. Any fucking time. because this is pretty much my cutoff too. I didn't really get into a lot of this stuff after this either, but I thought it would be advantageous if we just give a little backstory for some of the folks that weren't around.
Yet another when Carrie was spreading misinformation about parental rights pertaining to Shanny's CPS case. There's so many things she's gotten wrong. Never get to the end of them. Seem like insignificant details, but in the grand scheme of things, it's important because so much incorrect information, a lot of confusion, and caused a lot of issues in the Shanny reaction community. And of course, the constant, and I mean constant, lying about little thing. In 2015, Carrie and her husband on me with this note. Carrie did have a channel during disappeared when people started asking about it after she said she's never asked for money online for bills.
Ooh. This says June 5th, 2015. I think it says. Should I read this out? Nah, I don't have to read this all the way out. In 2015, tagged a bunch of people on Facebook. Okay.
Asking about it after she said she's never asked for money online for bills.
I have never, ever, not only not scammed anyone, I've never asked anyone for money. Like, they're like, oh, well, she says stuff about Shanny not working and she doesn't. The difference is, I'm not out here asking for people to give me money. And anyone pay my bills, then I don't really know what the point is. What are you trying to prove?
Yeah, I'm tired of people doing. If you've had a GoFundMe, you asked for money, and I mean, like, if you were really down on your dick and you really needed it, not like if you just want to sue somebody or whatever, and you want other people to pay for it, because you don't have a job. Then I mean, go for it. But like, just be honest. It's really not that big of a deal. The reason why I say like I ain't never asked nobody for shit on here is because I've actually needed money. And I ain't ask y'all for shit. There ain't no GoFundMes that you're ever gonna find with my name on it, my real name or my online name or anything. I mean, at the most that I'll do is a drinking stream or something if I need a little bit of ends, and that can only get me so much because I do like $10 a shot, and pretty much by the fourth shot, I'm pretty much done.
Yeah,
Why is that a problem?
I mean, why lie about it? People fall in hard times. Just say you asked for money for bills back in 2015. What's the big deal? But if she were to say that, she would also have to explain why 48 hours later, she was taking selfies at Olive Garden after they just asked for $3,000 for bills because Michael had lost his job and Carrie was allegedly so riddled with panic attacks and anxiety she couldn't leave her house.
Now, see, when I had heard about this Olive Garden thing, I thought it was something that was somewhat recent. And she was saying like, oh, well, her mother-in-law had took her out to eat. And I mean, like, maybe you remember that, but like from 2015, like that was years ago. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care that much about the whole Olive Garden thing. Only because, I mean, we don't know and we're not probably ever going to know. So I just leave it be.
I wonder if they thought I didn't have a copy of this. Whoops. Another recent lie was on October 11th, 2023, when one of her community members started posting racist comments about me. All because I give Carrie criticism? Who knew?
And you know what's funny? Is that now, once again, people are saying shit like this again. And one of them happens to be a self-hating nigga who puts mud in his hair. Somebody who doesn't care about himself at all. And when he goes out in the world, presents himself like he doesn't care about himself. And he shows that online by also not caring about his own people. You know, when people use slurs and say certain stereotypes about his people. But, you know, this is funny that the same thing is going on. I mean, 21 just posted something like it was from like yesterday, day before, people talking about Toast being indigenous again. Because I don't know if people don't know, but Toast is American, a real American. Like, she's from here. Her family is from here, through and through. There's no faking, no lies. Funny enough, you know, there have been streams where Burnt Toast has somewhat gone into her background, and they're fucking stupid. If you ever really want to know about somebody, and I don't know why people don't do this. Like, it's one of the first things that we used to do anytime that we would get into a new cow or somebody that, you know, that we're trying to get at. First thing to do is that you go to their oldest videos and you watch it from the beginning up. You watch back, or you look for certain stuff that looks good and you click on it and you read back. So you can learn about the person. You can learn a little bit of things here and there. It wouldn't be too hard to figure out that Burnt Toast is indigenous and knows what the fuck she's talking about. It's really not hard to tell.
My culture, language, and family was suddenly in jeopardy because a racist Karen was upset over the internet. And Carrie wonders why people say she's running a cult. This person continued to leave dozens of comments on various channels, including mine. When people started tagging Carrie about it, she ignored them. When the pressure continued throughout the day, Carrie sent me a DM on Twitter saying she didn't know where the comments were. Sure why that mattered, but that was all a lie. Been tagged on YouTube earlier that day telling her where the comments were. She then lied again and again, saying she didn't know the person, that they were just rando who comes around once in a while. She's never spoken to them, blah, blah. Some person talking in her Discord back and forth. On another content creator 2 months prior.
So Carrie tried to say like this was a random person, I don't know them, and Burnt Toast showed that she was in the Discord.
In her Discord back and forth. On another content creator 2 months prior. The racist Karen, as of the making of this video, is still in her Discord and still in her live chats. Even crazier, the waves of Carrie defectors are also claiming she would have, quote unquote, emergency mod meetings in her Discord and summon everyone to show up. Like the word.
I'm gonna let you know right now. If any one of you niggas ever tell me that I need to show up for a mod meeting, don't ever talk to me again. You might as well do yourself a favor, because I'm gonna cuss you smooth the fuck out. What the fuck do you mean an emergency mod meeting? You know what was a mod meeting for us? It was we left a message in there, and whenever all the mods get to it, then they get to it, because everybody has lives. You know, they have kids, they have work, they have friends, they have spouses and things. I don't give no fucks about no internet. I've been saying this for years, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Never in my life, don't you ever call me for no emergency mod meeting.
Odd meetings in her Discord and summon everyone to show up. Like the word summon was actually used. I can't. Oh my God. Allegedly, in one of the meetings, the atmosphere was somber as if someone had died. The head mod, who shall remain nameless, was telling everyone that something really bad had happened, and Carrie was extremely upset about it. Turns out, Carrie had lost 11 subs after kissing the ass of another piece of shit, Gman, for several hours. She had an emergency mod meeting over losing 11 subs.
Yo, so it was so fucking crazy. because like when Carrie became like basically like one of the only people who were covering Shanny, dick writing of Gman was just despicable. Like there were people in her chat and people going to his chat, patting Gman on the back, talking about how good of a person he was for helping take care of Shanny's kids, all these other things. When Shanny was calling him a nigger, he knew that those kids were being neglected and hungry, and he was bringing them food. And then when we talked to him about it online, he would lie and say, "Oh no, those kids eat better than I do." That the house was supposed to be condemned, and what it looked like and what it smelled like, and he just left those kids in there and brought them some Delta 8, like what, once a month or whatever. And then that's not even counting all the shit that G-Man has done before that. But everybody was sitting there licking the whole left side of his nuts like G-Man was this great person. That shit was wild to me.
Who even is this? So let me get this straight. She was upset over losing 11 subs, but not for kissing the of someone who has threatened to unalive trans people, sexually harassed women, threatened to harass children, threatened revenge elderly woman from the community who died of cancer, and who defended Shanny and Jason's treatment of the children for literally years.
I'm gonna just go back and go through that list again, because Burnt Toast said it 1,000 times more clear than I could have. And that's why we love Burnt Toast, because she's always been articulate. Hard enough to drink.
Let me get this straight. She was upset over losing 11 subs, but not for kissing the ass of someone who has threatened to unalive trans people, sexually harassed women, threatened to harass children, threatened revenge on an elderly woman from the community who died of cancer, and who defended Shanny and Jason's treatment of the children for literally years. Speaking of G-Man, Carrie and her husband allegedly said in that mod meeting that G-Man was, quote, a good soul. Here is what
a good soul. They said G-Man was a good soul. If I know a lot of y'all don't know nothing about G-Man because you come from like the girl world side. How about this? If you got me on Twitter, I'm just, I guess, what's my name on Twitter? Holy shit, I don't know my name on Twitter. Never mind. Well, I was gonna share his old doxing video, where he got mad at Dragnot, and because of that, he sat there and he doxed, well, like 4 other people, and threatened them a bunch of times. And I think that's when he picked up the sledgehammer. And G-Man used to go wild. Like we used to call it going full G-Man. No, 21. I think it's like Petty Yado, or it's some shit like that. I don't know. Fuck Twitter. I'll put it on my community tab for y'all. It's called G-Man's Docs. Oh, look like I got a Cash App. Thank you, Burnt Toast. She says it better be a fucking review because it's one of your bomb ass videos. This is what Burnt Toast used to do all the time. Like before she started doing live streaming, she would just constantly make videos, and she was always the best at it. Like if you ever got a chance, go to Burnt Toast videos and look at some of her old content. I implore you to look at some of her songs. She has some hilarious G-Man songs and a Rev song. And definitely check out Lowered Expectations, or was it Los Cal Expectations? That shit is hilarious. Thank you folks in the chat. The best mods ever. You know. Best mods. Best mods.
They said publicly.
No.
Like a little Christian.
Yeah, and Cream.
And maybe, we don't know. Maybe he does bring some people to Christ. Maybe, you know what I mean? But it seems to me
I think he has good intentions. I just don't think this isn't doing that.
No. And unless Gman comes, for me or for anybody, I'll say for anybody. If I see or hear him like doing something really inappropriate or going after somebody, like, then that would definitely make me feel different. But so far, since I've to him or whatever, been streaming, been doing these things, I haven't seen him do anything that I would say was that out of line.
Yeah.
It only takes about 2 minutes of talking to Gman before you notice that something is very wrong with him, or before he says something very disrespectful or out of pocket. It's pretty much in his nature. He's done it, I think, for over 10 years online. It's been a long time.
It hasn't been done to her, so why should she care? When Gman showed up at Shanny and Jason's doorstep, offering to give them $8,000 in cash, offering to fix Jason's broken down vehicle, and offering to purchase them an RV, Carrie made excuses for why this was nothing and who cares. After she freaked out over trolls giving Shanny a few dollars or spicy pizza, that non-reaction to Gman's behavior is very odd.
That is a great point. If you remember earlier in the video, Carrie and her husband were talking to people feeding Shanny and feeding abusers, and you should feel ashamed of yourself. But how come this wasn't extended to Gman? Gman's just a great soul who's helping out a friend, when he's also helping out an abuser and actually aiding in the abuse, because Gman could have helped get those kids taken up out of there a lot sooner. He had access to the house. It was his house legally. He could have been over there. I think there was a time where Gman talked to CPS. If I remember correctly, there was a time where he actually talked to them. So he could have been put this into motion, but he didn't do that.
It's interesting also, considering Carrie and her community still bitch and complain to this day about certain channels trolling Shanny with a few dollars. I'm seeing another pattern here. Carrie and Michael like to befriend people on the internet, defend them, and then demonize anyone who calls it out. If it becomes advantageous for Carrie and her husband to start reviewing Gman as a lolcow, I wonder if they will turn on him as well. In the end, there's a lot more questions than answers. When exactly did Carrie first start watching Shanny? Was she in Shanny's chats prior to the Cecil McFly documentary? Was she in Shanny's chats prior to the eviction of May of 2021? Is Carrie encouraging her mods to send Shanny food and money so she can continue to have Shanny content? For me, it's very simple. She sought out a real friendship after she knew about the child abuse. That is why I will forever side-eye her. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
And I share the same sentiment with Burnt Toast. Like, I used to Carrie when I went on panel with her. Like I said, like I don't particularly care about, what you got going on and all that other stuff. Like, it's not really important to me. It's like what I'm saying. This is ticky tack. This is small minor things, but there's small minor things that would discourage me from watching you. And we're not a bunch of bitches and telling other people not to watch you. We're just saying why we personally wouldn't watch you. And it's sad that we have to keep clarifying this because, we have people in their 40s or however the fuck old you are. I know you older than me, who keep saying, oh, they're jealous. They're jealous of views. They're jealous of this. They're jealous of that. We're too grown for people to be jealous and all these other things. That shit is fucking dumb. I'm tired of hearing that. Stop making up motives and actually listen to what the person is saying. Everybody will tell you exactly what they're trying to do, what they're angry about. I understand that some people aren't honest, but that doesn't mean that you just assume that nobody's honest and you just dictate like what their motive is to them. You can't tell me what the fuck I think and what I'm trying to do. I can only tell you. It's the only way it works. That was only a so if somebody wants to come up and chat a little bit or ask any questions or whatever, more than welcome. We'll open it because why not? Anybody who proves Nick Bravo right is really fucking up. Because Quirky is one of those people who thinks that he's a genius. I mean, even to the point where he believes that black people have love to the what's this shit called? I don't remember. Oh, I knew this hoe was gonna come up here.
What's up, Gato? So I wanted to clarify the whole Carrie getting called a cunt thing, because I think there's a bit of misconception on the timeline there. So
I think so, because from what I remember that she was still talking to them around the time that Rev came home.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember when he called her a cunt, but I know that when they had choice words for her, that's when she them.
So basically, back in March of 2022, she was in their chat as a member. You know, she was paying to be in there, and she was telling Rev about getting a job at the post office. And that's when he called her a cunt, like, "Oh, I can't be working. Oh, fuck you, cunt." And she, and then like, she, I don't remember what happened exactly, but Shanny was like, "Oh, you need to apologize. Stop it." And he's like, "No, she's a cunt." And the geek room covered it, but she was still in good with Shanny after that, and she was still talking to her. She confirmed that she was in the DMs in March of 2022 up until June of 2022, and Rev came home, and Shanny confirmed that in Carrie's DMs, and she sent that to everybody. And that's when Rev did he did a stream where he was in the car in the driveway and called Carrie a cunt, and that's when Carrie like flipped on
and that was the final straw.
Yeah. So not the child abuse, not Shanny literally having her son send Carrie DMs. Like, it was getting insulted by Rev.
So Yami asks, I'm in bed, but my question to Yato is, why did Carrie delete all the comments that agreed with me when I made my only 2 comments? I wasn't even mean to her. Instead, I'm being told she... Oh, guessing there's another part. Made me a title of her stream along with 21 and somehow have a community. So Carrie's doing what a lot of people like to do, where they do this us versus them thing. Anybody who's a detractor is a part of them. You're all one group, even if you don't even really know the other person. 21, I hope you know, but you've been getting blamed for the porn bombs.
Oh yeah, I know.
AJ's channel.
She said she claimed that that I have been in talks with this Greiker guy for a while, and that's why he's now going after her, which I don't fucking know this guy at all.
Well, didn't Who's on the board clarify and say that this guy was from the Cyrax community?
Yeah. Hoobs came up and he talked about it, said that he was a Cyrax community reject and that he was pretty much harmless. And but Carrie like says that I'm in his DMs or whatever, and that I'm making this like devious plan to mastermind all this and
Ooh,
somehow
is it a
like get
group
her in
chat?
trouble.
Is it a violent group chat?
Yeah, I have never talked to the guy outside of me and him share a public server. It's Shaw of Thirst server. Like we just and every once in a while I'll respond to something he says. But I had never heard of him. The first time I ever saw him was when he went on Slayer Chow's panel, and they had like this whole scripted thing where like 4 guys were up there doing some bit about like troll insurance. And that was the first time I ever saw him.
So Slayer knows them.
No.
He
randomly showed up.
Oh.
It was an open panel, so he just randomly showed up.
Yep, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like how, like I just mentioned, I'm a part of some big group chat, even though I don't talk to nobody, but I guess.
Yeah. Like, yeah, none of us had heard of the guy the entire time. You can actually see that stream while we're all in chat, like, what the fuck is happening? And we were kind of egging him on because we wanted him to know about the Carrie lore because we didn't know him. And like,
I remember he said something to me in chat, and I told him to fuck off because he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's made. I even told Carrie I don't like what he's been saying. Like he's made dox threats. He's made IRL threats. He's a self-proclaimed I'm an IRL goer, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. But and somehow because I'm not like constantly kissing Carrie's ass and going, Greiker, you need to stop. Somehow I'm like his best friend.
God damn. And this nigga was lurking. You're still a fucking weirdo.
But yeah, then he.
I'm gonna let you know right now. Don't do none of that shit here.
He dropped a link to Valkyrie's the server in Shaw's server.
Who the fuck is Valkyrie?
She was a friend of AJ, I guess. She's one of those girl world people.
I don't know.
But she had a server, and I hopped in there, and Calypso was in there, and Carrie took that as like confirmation that I'm in chat. I'm like in with Greiker because we showed up to the same server from the same link.
Yeah, you wish you was blacker, because if you was blacker, you'd be cooler, and you'd be taller, and you'd have a big dicker.
Yeah, I went in there.
Y'all can just leave him in there. If he wants to try to up the ante, you already know what to do.
But dude, the people in that server were so weird. Oh my god. I had made fun of one of them for saying keck. I was like, what fucking year is it? And then someone responded saying, tell me you don't play World of Warcraft without telling me you don't play World of Warcraft. And I was like, dude,
I would tell you right now, I don't play World of Warcraft. I was outside.
Please go touch grass. Please.
I don't have the patience.
But yeah,
it's just wild to me that like this stuff is even getting brought up, because I could have brought it up like a while ago when, you know, I was trying to be cordial with her on stream. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it be. But I had warned Hussy because she had kept talking shit in other chats, and people were telling me about it. And so I'm pretty sure Hussy got my message, but I told him, I was like, you need to tell her to chill out, because Carrie is very thin skinned, and I'm pretty sure she don't want none of the smoke, because I'm just gonna keep going. This wasn't no thing about Carrie. I just wanted to give people a little bit of background, because I seen Fresh Garbage about to go over it, and her stream was fucking up. I think her internet was fucking up at the time, so she didn't get to play it. But also, there were certain people that were being talked about that she had like no idea about.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, at least I can give like a little bit of background for some of the folks who don't know, since there's, you know, a couple people being introduced to Carrie, and people like Jessica Meska who's getting into it with her.
Right.
But I still don't necessarily see nothing wrong with Carrie. She just needs to chill the fuck out. Stop acting like everybody is against you. There's no big ass conspiracy. You're not that important. You're suffering from main character syndrome, and everybody has people that fuck with them. The same way that 21 follows you around and fucks with you. That I got a Monty. Surprised he's not in the chat right now.
Dude, okay, I've been following the Carrie drama for like 2 years now, and the entire time she has acted like the biggest fucking victim the moment someone starts trolling her. It started with Jules, and then there was Teddy Bear, and back when the Teddy Bear shit was going on, she was like telling her mods that like she needed a Ring camera because she thought the guy was going to come to her house.
I actually remember that because Teddy Bear was around, like he was around over in our chats and stuff for a minute too, and it was kind of funny because all the dude would do was talk, and that's pretty much what I say about all these people. Dude, Hussey has never did anything to me. The Bodega, they never done shit to, even if they've tried to drop my docs and all this, they still haven't did shit to me. Ain't nothing happened to me. I'm good. This is nothing but just people talking on the internet. It's really not that serious.
And dude, the moment Teddy started coming at her, she buddied up with her buddy Malice Black, and they found all his fucking info. They were dropping fucking Facebooks, names of fucking friends and family. They like interviewed some guy he had wronged years back. Like Carrie did an interview with a guy from the guy's real life.
Jesus.
Yeah, they dropped all this shit.
Well, what did Teddy Bear do?
When he first started, all he did was fucking like show videos of himself at like a construction site or something, talking about Carrie and how he's gonna prove she's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
And it did get he did end up getting pretty bad later on. I know he dropped a couple doxes, but like they went so hard on him when it first started. All he did was upload a video, and then fucking like Malice Black had a fucking video called "We Found You," and they covered it on the goddamn podcast and then deleted
it. Born Villain, they did get my channel shut down, but to be fair, I had always said like I didn't care. I didn't really care. I wasn't like, even now, like I don't really stream all the time, and if you have a job, like nobody cares if your channel gets shut down. I just made another one, and I'm here now. So they didn't really do nothing, and thanks to Jessica Meska telling me how to get my videos back, I was able to pull all my old videos except for the ones that they struck, but some ones were good.
Yeah, the drama was so stupid. And for the longest time, Teddy was just sitting there, and like they found out that there was a warrant for his arrest. So like they were updating their fucking audiences like daily about like his fucking criminal record and like whether or not he had been caught yet. They were like looking up all his shit every day.
Holy shit, Taylor Noir. His name is my name too.
Yeah.
No, the fuck I won't. And they re-uploaded my other one, the one with my brother.
Have you seen the stream, the Carrie's "This Is Not Okay" stream?
Which one is that?
It was the one where she streamed for about half an hour and opened it by pretending to cry, and like she had Gman in the fucking chat going, "This is what they do, Carrie. This is what the trolls do."
What was she crying about?
So Teddy was with someone called Iconic, and
I've heard of them.
Her kid was literally a terminally ill 10-year-old, and everybody's comments, like including mine, were getting like sock accounts going, "Hey Teddy, are you going to show up to little baby Iconic's fucking baby funeral?" And like people were even saying it in Carrie's chat, and she did nothing about it. Burnt Toast even did a stream on it. But so Teddy at one point, really aggravated by it, said that Carrie's karma would be if her kid got hit with a drunk driver and she would have to take care of him for the rest of his life, like Iconic does. And she came on stream and went, guys,
Oh, I remember hearing about that too.
And she said that he wishes my kid gets hit by a drunk driver. You deserve to go to jail for this, and was like telling her audience to call the cops and shit.
I don't understand, like, because I remember BurntToast's talking about this. I had went over her. She has like a playlist of the couple of streams that they did. Cause I know they used to go back and forth on her BurntToast and Jules' channel, and all it really is like take control of your chat. Like it's the same way that earlier when I was like, hey, you know, we don't do the kid thing here. If y'all want to do that somewhere else, you can do that, but don't do that here. What's up, Chelsea?
Yeah, that's the thing. She refuses to police her community because she sees it as like a diss against her. Yo, what's up, Toast?
Hey.
I probably should have checked if it was actually you first. But I guess oh well.
But like my drama started with her because some people, some of her mods were just saying terrible shit. Like, I got made fun of for being trans. I got made fun of for being autistic. And I went to her in DMs and she said, okay, deal with it, whatever. Like, we're all adults here. And I was like, dude, deal with your chat. And she was like, no, you're here to... I gathered evidence because she said on stream that she wanted to see evidence. And I brought it to her and she accused me of blackmailing her. And ever since, it's just been a fucking shit show.
So what's up, Toast?
Yeah, I figured I'd come up and say hi. And this is like the first time I think I've ever talked about Carrie or been in a chat talking about Carrie in like forever.
In like 2-3 years or something like that.
It's been a while.
I think after you guys did that, I think the last video on Jules' channel, you was like, I'm not going back to this. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was even showing that because you know people in Carrie's chat like to be like, oh, they're just jealous of the views and everything. And I showed how you were already switching up your content around that time and how you weren't even hurting on views. Like those videos did well, and you was doing it well before Carrie had hit the scene.
Yeah, way before. So back in actually May of 2021, when Shanny when they first got evicted, and that's when the whole like moving from Colorado to PA set of streams happened.
Mm-hmm.
I knew at that point that it was kind of over. Like I saw the writing on the wall and I was like, oh boy, they're going to get into PA. They're not going to have the money because they were broke, like dead ass broke. They had spent all of his mom's inheritance or whatever. And I was like, they're not going to have money for internet. CPS had been, she had been dealing with CPS basically since the babies were born. And she'd had them taken away multiple times. And they were also, you know, in Colorado trying to knock on her door and she wouldn't answer the door. So I was like, eventually CPS is going to catch up to her and they're not going to have money for internet. And so I need to start looking around for new people to review because I see what's about to happen. And I didn't want to be the kind of channel that like waits to the very end.
Or and depends then, like, on one person.
Right.
And that person is gone.
Exactly. And I've never, like, you know, you've been around for a while. My channel has never been the type of channel that is on just one person. I like variety. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to start looking around. So it was actually in 2021 when I came across the Perplexed lady and then Molly Go Lightly shortly after that. And I actually started reviewing them before Shanny even lost her kids.
Yep.
Because so it was like way before any of this happened.
And I remember it specifically because you weren't the only one. Because that's the other person's channel who I showed was BGTV.
Yeah.
Around that time, he started getting into the IRL streamers.
Yep.
And Crystal Ann and Trisha Licious and all them other people.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yep. There were a lot of people that were starting to kind of move away from Shanny because they also, I'm sure BGTV wanted variety. He probably was tired of the Shanny stuff. I was tired of the Shanny stuff because I had been doing Shanny stuff since the beginning of my channel, which was like 2019. So this
And it
was
was
like
oversaturated too. Because
it
remember, there
was.
was like Draven popped up and he started doing Shanny. And then Jules was doing Shanny. Then you were doing Shanny with her. And then BGTV was doing it. And who else was?
Yeah.
There's a couple other people. Like there's a bunch of other people that kept popping up.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to move on and I'll circle back. And to this day, like every once in a blue moon, when there's some major thing that happens with Shanny that I find entertaining and that I think that my audience, although a lot of them don't know who Shanny is, would also find entertaining, then I'll circle back and review a little clip here and there. But I haven't been like a Shanny channel in years, like literally years. And so there were a lot of people that were also seeing the writing on the wall and they're like wanting to branch out. And even before I moved on to other people from Shanny, when I was still just making videos and I wasn't doing live streams yet, I was already starting to make videos about other people. So I've never been the type of channel that only reviews Shanny. I was never going to be that channel. So for me, I didn't give a fuck, you know, like who reviewed her and who didn't, you know? Uh-oh, did we lose you?
When I was on panel with her, she said that I was a Shanny gatekeeper. And I was like, I don't even have Shanny videos. I don't even review her.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
I love the gatekeeping accusations.
I'm just like, do y'all know
They're
what that word means,
hilarious.
though?
Yeah.
Do you even know what that
right?
means?
Because
what that means?
How could we? That's the thing that I don't get. How could we possibly stop you from reviewing Shanny? How?
Well, not only that, but think about how many times myself and Drag and Jules and BGTV and everybody else promoted channels that were up and coming, either clipping her or archiving her, etc.
Yep.
If we're actively promoting other channels, how is that? That's like the opposite of gatekeeping.
I mean, that's literally how I got any type of viewers, is because people would put my stuff out.
Right.
Oh,
and
yeah,
if you want to grow your channel, you don't ever gatekeep, because it's like it's completely counterproductive.
Right. I love when she called Yami a gatekeeper on Cobes, because she was like, hey, maybe don't make money off of a guy's death. Oh my god.
Yami?
Yeah, Yami commented. All she did was leave a comment, 2 comments on Carrie's stuff, and Carrie flipped out and did a whole stream on it. She did a couple community tab posts, and she went on about how, I've never viewed Cobes as a cow. I always loved him. We always viewed him as a good guy around here. When literally the day before his death, she was calling him all this nasty shit just to get it now. Like, and then she claimed that we were gatekeeping because everybody was like, yeah, maybe don't cover the fucking the Cope's dad video when you know nothing of what's happening.
Yeah, well, it's this thing that she does constantly, where she has to be the first one to go over it. There was even a time when BGTV had got the second arrest, the body cam footage of Shanny.
Oh,
yeah.
And he told everybody, he said, he reviewed it first because it's his video. He paid for it.
Right.
And then he said, like, in a day or two, I'm gonna upload the video so everybody else can go over it too. She wasted no time, and she went over BGTV's review of him going over it and just skipped over the parts where he was talking.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. That doesn't make you likable when you do shit like that.
Oh shit! I don't even know if you either. Get out.
Don't be
What's going
mean
on,
to
some
me.
idiot?
Oh no. Brought a panel together.
Oh
According to
shit.
Carrie, that means
Literally
that we're all best
supporters.
friends. If
I'm
you're on a
actually gonna go
panel
ahead and hop
together.
out, so I'll be watching though. See you guys.
Oh, fuck.
All right, 21.
So is the slumber party for tomorrow still on, or what, guys?
I guess. We're gonna be
Oh.
braiding our hair and making friendship bracelets and everything.
Hell yeah.
Yo, can
Yep.
you make sure you tell my auntie to make sure she don't put no nuts in the bread this time because I'm allergic.
Yeah. I just wanted to come up and say, off of Burnt Toast's point, I think Carrie kind of came into this community thinking she would be like universally loved. Meanwhile, just kind of trampling on everybody, and then obviously getting that, the fair reaction back to that. And I think she's always had like a chip on her shoulder ever since then. So she accuses everyone of gatekeeping stuff from her because I think that's just how she started off in the community. She thought everyone was just against her for no reason because she can't comprehend that she pisses people off with her like entitlement.
Well, I can probably tell you where the gatekeeping thing comes from. There's a thing that we used to always say, like, about like when you dig into some of these people, and it's just the simple fact that nobody wants to listen to you unless you have info. You need to have info, you need to have the lore, and of course, a little bit of charisma. But if you do not have none of that information, you're pretty much behind. The gatekeeping thing that I think that she's imagining is the fact that, like, when we're in drag, when we used to be in drag's Discord, people are talking about what happens, this and that about Shanny. It's like the same thing that goes on in the Petty Fam Discord now. Like, we talk about things, and there's info that goes around, but it doesn't leave that area. So I think in that sense, she must think that people are gatekeeping because, I mean, of course, if people know some things, they're not just going to tell everybody. Those are just things that we talk about in private. But it also helps with knowing what's going on because, per se, like when Burnt Toast was saying earlier, that we've been knew that CPS was onto them and that they were going to, eventually take the kids or at least look into them. But that's not nothing that people could say in streams not loud. They would just be like, they're already on it. We can't give you no more info than that. The people behind the scenes, of course, knew that info. I'm thinking maybe that's what she means by gatekeeping, if anything.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But speaking of that, I don't know. I forgot. Was Calypso's stream yesterday or the day before? I don't keep up with this much, but I think in the chat she was kind of implying that she got the kids taken away again. And I was like, girl, stop it. Just stop.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, so Calypso did a stream bitching about Burnt Toast and Jules yesterday, I think. And Carrie was in the chat bitching and whining as she usually is. And at some point she had made a comment in the chat. She was like, I exposed Shanny and a week later the kids got taken away. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Carrie?
Oh my god.
She thinks that it happens in a week.
Yeah. She just
and she
doesn't know
thinks that
anything.
CPS watches her channel. Oh my god, I can't.
Right.
That's another thing. Oh, sorry, God.
No, I was just going to say the truth is, like anybody who's been around for a long time knows, Shanny has had issues and rounds with CPS since the children were born. The first time the kids were taken were when she was with her first husband in his trailer, and they were like in diapers, like babies.
Yeah.
And her mother-in-law at the time called CPS on her. So for their entire childhood, CPS has been involved. And by the time they were taken in 2022, that was the like 6th time that we're aware of, only because Shanny has talked about it, and or her parents, when they were still alive, would do live streams talking about it. So
And
CPS has
also,
always been in her life.
I also want to add too, when she got married to her last husband before Rev, the only reason why they got married is because he was trying to get Shanny's kids back.
Right.
She had already had her kids taken,
Yep.
and he said that she had flipped out in court.
Yep.
She wasn't doing the necessary things to get the kids back, and in order to expedite the process, he was told by, I think,
Her
Shanny's
Shanny's
brother-in-law, who's a
sister
lawyer.
and brother-in-law. Yeah, because she has an older sister
Yeah,
that's a few years older, and her older sister is married to an attorney. And so he was
right.
helping Shanny try to get her kids back. This is back when her family was still trying to help her before they all basically disowned her.
Pretty much. And yeah, and so she had her kids taken before, and he was the reason why she even got her kids back. So
Yeah.
we already knew that she would like, if you had seen the stream with her mom, and she was talking about how the kids behaved at their house, you can
Yeah.
tell that those kids were being abused. Anytime that a child uses the bathroom, and they're like past the age of like 9-10 years old, and they're using the bathroom elsewhere other than the bathroom, it's usually a cry for help.
And kind of the worst abuse too, from what I've heard and read, like not just physical abuse. Of course, I'm not going to speculate on that, but yeah, that always caught me about that. But just, I don't know, it's just really arrogant to think that CPS is looking at your stream exposing her, and it's like, yeah, we need to do something about this. I'm like,
Well, I mean, to
please
be
don't.
fair, CPS was looking at Shanny's stream, and I don't know if they were looking at other people's stream, but they were definitely keeping an eye on her while she was online.
Oh yeah, but I don't think, and I mean for like Carrie specifically, I don't think any of the reaction channels, were the finishing move on Shanny keeping her kids.
Correct. Yeah, none of us were.
Yeah.
No.
What really?
It was actually somebody in real life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who knew them in real life. Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, that information in the background, so like we know what we talk about, but it's like there are certain things that you can't talk about because this is not the proper thing to do, but
And I will say this to clarify, since there are some smooth brains that are probably going to try to review this tomorrow. So what was happening was when I said that none of the reaction channels, nobody online were the ones who got Shanny's kids taken away. It was somebody in real life that was the final kind of nail in the coffin. However, at the same time, once CPS got involved, they were looking for evidence, and Shanny had been deleting evidence. And by evidence, I mean kids that were being told that they were not going to get to eat because Shanny wanted to stream, and a lot of the verbal abuse. And there was just a lot of abuse that was happening in the backgrounds of live streams. Shanny would sometimes put them, in the live stream, like when the kid was having unaliving thoughts and they were on the way to take the child to the hospital. She decided to go live and put him in the stream and make it about her and try to make money off of it. It was so disgusting. Like, it was so fucking gross. And so there were a lot, and I mean like dozens of channels that were collecting those streams, not clips, but like whole streams that we had been downloading and archiving because we knew she would delete it. And we were sending those streams to someone who was then able to give them to CPS. So that is what I mean in my video when I say that all of us were collecting videos and sending them so that CPS had the evidence, and then that was given to the court in addition to the evidence that they had in real life of things that people had witnessed from their real life. So it was nobody online that got her kids taken. it was CPS that took her kids.
Mm-hmm. And like we've said 1,000 times, CPS doesn't take your kids for no reason. There was one time when I was a kid, there was a situation that happened. CPS that came because my dad was being dumb. But CPS came, and all they did was they walked in. They're like, all the lights work. Yep. The heater works. Yep. They have food. Yep. They don't look malnourished or anything. They they look at you. They be like, you see if you had got any marks. They ask the parents, about how they discipline and shit like that. And if they don't find nothing wrong, they just leave. And then like a week or two later, they'll come back and do like a little checkup. And then if they still don't find nothing, like, you're pretty much good after that. So the fact that not only had they been dealing with CPS, but CPS was constantly coming to their house. I don't know if you I seen you talking about it in the chat, Toasty, about when Gman had talked to the CPS.
Yeah, Gman talked about how he was there with Shanny at the house in PA, and CPS showed up when they were making spaghetti. He did like a whole stream talking about it, and then Shanny did a stream talking about it, celebrating with him. And CPS showed up, and G-Man actually told CPS, "Oh, the kids are fine. They have more gadgets than I do." And, he even did a stream talking about how the hater reaction channels were just jealous of Shanny because her kids get the latest iPad, whatever the fuck it is that she bought them. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, just because you buy a kid an iPad does not mean that they're not starving to death, So, yeah, he did brag that he had told CPS that they were fine. And I think there was also a stream he did with Drag where he was on panel with Drag. And I don't remember if it was Drag's channel or Drag joined his, but he had told Drag at one point that the same, like, oh, I told CPS they were fine. And Drag was like, well, what do you think about the fact that they were living in squalor? And J-Man would be like, well, what do you mean squalor? I mean, what do you mean? And Drag would be like, well, what about the fact that they didn't have any food? So Drag was trying to get him to understand, but of course G-Man's a fucking idiot. So, he didn't
eat better than I do.
Exactly. And of course G-Man didn't, suddenly change his mind until after he had a falling out with them. And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to expose Shanny as a child abuser. And I'm like, bitch, you've been her biggest financial supporter outside of Rev's uncle for this whole time. What do you mean?
This whole entire time for her extracurricular activities.
Yes.
What's up, Rick? What'd you come up here to say?
Oh, yeah. I was listening to what BurntToast was saying, and I would say that G-Man pretty much was like Shanny's attack dog. Every time Shanny gets into shit, G-Man would make a video threatening us. I mean, threatening you guys. I mean, with everything under the ninth sun.
Specifically.
Exactly. And Miss Parker, too.
Yeah.
When Miss Parker was still around.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's doing fine, by the way.
Remember the slash tires thing?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we was going over in the video about how, G-Man, because he's never seen, like, he doesn't know anything about cars. He's seen metal wires popping out the side of the tire, and for some reason he thought that meant that someone was using rebarb to poke a hole. I don't even know how you can poke a hole in the tire with rebarb. It's not even sharp.
And by the way, aren't those?
Oh, it can happen.
Sorry. By the way, those tires must have been dry rotted. Because I've seen something like that happen.
Yeah,
probably.
I think G-Man admitted later, after he had falling out with them, that he looked at the tire and that Rev had told him that the guy from the dealer, some guy that looked at the tires, was like, that's a blowout.
Yep.
So Rev admitted to G-Man that it was a blowout. But G-Man,
you can tell from the tread on the tire. When the instant that I remember, it was me and Todd Melicote, because Todd Melicote, I think he's a mechanic, or he has a shop or something like that. And I remember he had asked me, he said, "What do you see from those tires?" I'm like, "All the tread is gone."
Yeah.
As soon as the tread is gone, like if you don't keep pumping air up into it, like that tire is gonna go. It's pretty common. It's just maintenance.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's all like I don't know much about tires or cars, but I just think that there is a lot of BS with those two. I mean, especially with Gman and his small supporters. I just feel, I mean, come on. This is the same guy who hung out with people like Vaughn, Helton, and J-Dubs.
He just,
And-
yeah, he just did recently. But so
Yeah.
so Rick, have you like when pretty much Carrie took over on the Shanny content, were you around over there in her chat or?
Yeah, I was. I tried. I mean, I was giving her like some solid advice to look at other cows besides Shanny, but of course she has this. She is dead set on Shanny. I mean, I've tried helping her, even in suggesting other cows, but well, again, it goes to this thing that when I was watching the Sanctum a few years ago, that I think it was Wilson or Hooves asked this question of, what do you think of when you wake up? And the example was that Carrie, whenever Carrie wakes up, she thinks of Shanny and Shanny alone. And
Yeah, pretty much.
When BurntToast made her documentary on her, I kind of exited that Discord server and pretty much disavowed her. I mean,
You were quiet for a long time before that, though. I know that.
yeah, I was quiet because I always had this habit of wanting to see the good in people, and I always had this belief that some people can be redeemed, but for people like Carrie, nah. I mean, she's already too far gone. You know what I mean?
I don't think Carrie's a bad person. Like I don't think that she's like a bad person like in life, like in real life or anything. It's just like
she's just
kind of shitty online.
Yeah, I think she's just an idiot who doesn't do her research. I mean when I was in her chat when she did like those I wouldn't say she was doing like investigation on some other cow that I covered back in like 2021, the crying hobo that I used to cover on my channel.
Oh, Astria.
Yeah, Drazia, because she was watching AP Adonis Paul's Mayo documentary, and I was trying to like give some insight because I knew more about her, about Adrazia.
Yeah, that's your cow.
Yeah, that was AP's cow. But when she did,
cow.
Yeah, she was. I stopped covering her after a while because one reason is because my computer is shit. And hopefully I'm thinking about getting a new one. But she hasn't done much as of recently. Unless she just slanders AP while holding a knitted plushie. I mean, but when she was doing watching AP's documentary on Leticia, Love Notes for TLC, the Letiti woman who is batshit crazy.
Terrified for the guy who lived so close to that girl.
And when Letiti came back online after she got engaged to another guy, before the guy came to a sentence and kicked her out, and then she had to move back with her mother, Carrie was getting everything wrong about Leticia. And I think it was Todd who pointed it out. Todd Malicote pointed out that she was getting everything wrong about her. I really don't watch Carrie that much anymore. I stopped watching her after she threw a hissy fit and tried to send the goddamn podcast after Hatman and Emma, because they were pretty much pretty much every time someone goes against Carrie or says something about it, she throws a fit every time. And I'm like, you know,
I know,
this
it's hilarious.
it's too weird for me. I mean, those people are
I
weird.
definitely caught that. I don't even know her like that, and was just on the panel once, and she flipped the fuck out. And she's like, "I seen you and other people." I'm like, "Okay, so this is what it's really about." I didn't really say nothing disrespectful or out of pocket. You're just mad because you know that I'm cool with Toast and I'm cool with Jules, and you seen me like, and if they stream, I don't care if it's about Carrie or whoever. I'm probably gonna pop up, crack a couple jokes, and then be out or whatever because but she was trying to make it seem like I was just sitting there like talking reckless about her. And even when I went back, Toasty, and looked in some of y'all old streams, I didn't see my name in there. I'm like, I wasn't in y'all chat talking about her doing that. I'm like, I wasn't even on the whole Carrie thing.
Well, that kind of reminds me of when Jessica Messica went on Hussey's panel like a few days ago, and she literally said, "With peace and love, I don't think you should be this disrespectful about Cobes dying."
Oh,
But that's
Toasty,
just my
do you know about
opinion.
this? Do you know that so the person that was in the chat earlier, I kept bringing up her chats every now and then. Jessica Meska, she had actually went on panel because Carrie's been going up on panel with Miss Hussey.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica Meska is also cool with Miss Hussey, and I guess they had like a little tiff and they hopped on panel, and same thing like with me. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say the same because Jessica Meska actually had a problem with her, but she expressed it and Carrie kind of flipped out about it.
Yeah, Carrie came on like right after her. I don't know if we're talking about the same stream. Did they go on panel a second time together?
No, I think Jessica Meska was on panel and Carrie was in the chat.
Okay,
right?
yeah. So we are talking about this. Yeah, we're talking about the same one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carrie went on after her, and she was like, "I'm not gonna sit here and be berated." And I was like, "She literally said peace and love to you. What are you talking about?" I'm like, you have to get some mental help at some point because I don't understand how you can take everything, even the slightest bit. Like, even when someone's being nice about criticizing you, you flip the fuck out. That is some mentally ill shit.
So Toes, like, were you around for some of the teddy bear stuff?
Sort of. By that time, I wasn't like I didn't watch Shanny anymore. I wasn't thinking about Carrie. I wasn't watching Carrie much anymore. And it was like every once in a while, I'll be like on a stream with Jules or something like that. But for the most part, I had completely moved on to like other communities. So all I know is bits and pieces of like her and the teddy bear thing back and forth.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for me. I didn't really. I just know that he used to like pop up sometimes because he was like, "Oh, these are the old Shanny people," and I guess I could chill here because, well, in BGTV's chat, he still goes over some of the Shanny stuff, but like with 21 and even from your video and stuff, I see Red Feather and stuff saying in chat where they're talking about the whole thing with Teddy Bear, and I'm like, some people are saying he's a piece of shit and stuff, and I'm like, well, what did this nigga do? I don't even know. Because when he was
I don't
around,
know him beyond a certain point, and it's just another example of how Carrie will lump everybody in and sort of conflate all of these people into one big group. I think you said it earlier in your stream, and other people were saying it in the chat. It's like instead of her getting mad, like for instance, some idiot, say you said something that was fucked up to her, instead of her saying, I'm mad at some idiot because she said XYZ. That way you know who she's talking about and she's addressing it directly. Instead, she'll be like, you guys over there, your whole
yeah, you
group, they
guys.
said this. And then all of a sudden I'm getting lumped into shit. Other people are getting lumped into shit. And it's like, I don't really know these people. I don't know
Damn.
anything about it. I wasn't part of it. And the next thing I know, I have people saying, like, I think somebody sent me a message last night during the stream. I didn't watch it, like I was doing other stuff, but people were sending me like screenshots and stuff like that. And somebody was like, the person that was reviewing my video last night, they'd said something, shit, what was it?
Some of that Calypso
Just give me,
person.
I totally lost my train of thought, but y'all continue. I'll remember it in a second.
Yeah.
Some of that Calypso person, because I heard they was
I've never
saying
heard
a
of
bunch
her,
of
by the
weird
way.
shit.
Oh, that girl is dumber than a box of rocks.
I've
I
only
don't-
seen her like a couple days ago.
She is up Carrie's ass so far, like that she has set up camp, and she just generally gets everything wrong. She's like a newcomer, and like Carrie, just doesn't know anything about anything.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Sorry. Thank you, some idiot, because you just made me remember. So it was something that I guess the Calypso person, it was either Calypso or somebody in her chat. It was somebody involved with that stream. They called me and Jules Carrie's biggest haters or some shit like that. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, I don't even think about you. Like, I literally forget that you exist until Carrie has her YouTube period and brings us all up again out of nowhere and flips the fuck out about something that has nothing to do with me. And it's just like every so often I'll get notified saying, oh, Carrie brought you up again. And I'm just like, why? I don't talk about her. I don't do content on her. I'm not talking about her publicly or like it's just like she's a non-factor for me. I don't hate anybody that I've ever made a video about. I don't hate anybody. So the idea that somehow I'm a hater when I don't watch her, I don't review her, I don't give a fuck. Support her, don't support her, I don't really care.
You know exactly how this goes. Gman is still mad years later because you made videos on them. Shanny is still mad years later because you made videos on there, and it's the same thing for Carrie. She's
it's
no
the same
different
cow
than
behavior.
any other cow. Yeah.
At least, sorry. At least she didn't accuse you of. Sorry. At least she didn't accuse you and Jules of being the same person, like some other people in the Shanny sphere.
Bruh. Jules got tagged today by somebody. Not gonna name who, but somebody tagged Jules today and thought that that was me. And this weirdo dude who may or may not live in Florida, who may not be a drunk, who may or may not be a racist, just saying, wrote this entire novel-sized community tab post to Jules. And Jules sent it to me. She was like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's just going on and on and on about 21's community tab post and how I had left a comment underneath it about the whole racism shit. And I was like, why is he tagging you? And Jules was like, I think he thinks we're the same person. Which was a joke. And I can't believe that people actually think that that's true.
It's like the... Sorry. Should I go? Sorry.
I'll go.
No. I mean, I'll talk.
Hold on, wait. Let somebody go. Let somebody talk first, and then you go after.
Okay. All right. You go first.
Sorry. It's just he's very funny because at some point he accused me of being Frank, pretending to be Billy's or pretending to be someone's girlfriend or whatever. And I'm like, dude, we've been on panel talking to each other,
right?
He thought you were Frank's wife?
Chats.
Wait, he thought you were Frank's wife?
He thought I was Frank on a stock account trying to pretend to be Billy's girlfriend. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh my God.
I would have to go back and look. And I'm like, literally 2 days ago, we were on panel talking to each other.
Well, I have seen him in the Geek Rooms chat, and I have tried to talk to him, and it always ends with him screaming about the evil political party that he doesn't like. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Like, what does that have anything to do with the conversation?
Yeah. I mean, I remember that there are still people in Carrie's community that think that Jules is still my wife. I mean, that was a joke. Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not a joke though. It's so serious.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen the wedding photos.
You're like
No,
cute.
A fat
you
Yoshi
remember?
and a humanoid creature.
I remember G-Man for the longest time. He still thought that Jules and Billy were brother and sister.
How do you know they're not?
That's because Billy was like talking about fried chicken or something, or chicken wings, and Jules was like, "Yeah," or something about chicken, and then
the
It's
chicken
G-Man was like,
farm.
"Yeah, the chicken farm," and G-Man was like, "Oh, got him! They're siblings." And I was like, "What?" And then we just kind of ran with it, be like, "Yeah, they're totally brother and sister."
This is, it's funny. Like me, like fucking with these girl world people is just so funny to me because like it's some of the same shit that like we would deal with over there in the Shannyverse stuff, but at the same time it's not, because especially with like a bunch of these new people and stuff, I'm like, none of this stuff was like this before. Like everybody was pretty much on some, we need proof, we need a good argument, we
Yeah.
can't, if you're speculating, make sure you say that you're speculating. When I was going through your video, I mean, because I heard some people say in a chat or whatever before I seen them say, and they're like, oh, well, BurntToast's is full of shit and blah blah, and I'm like, all BurntToast ever does is talk about things that she knows, and then if she doesn't know, she tells you that she doesn't know, and I called it, because I hadn't seen this video in a while, but I already knew. I'm like, I'm pretty sure once we go through the video, I'm like, BurntToast is going to tell you what she has a receipt for, and she's going to tell you what speculation or what she doesn't have a receipt for, and you did exactly that. And I'm like, there's no, excuse me, there's no combating that, because everything that you talked about, you shown, right? And the things that you speculated on, you made sure to tell everybody, hey, I don't have definitive proof of this, or I haven't seen anything that shows me this, but leading to this and leading to that, this leads me to believe this. And it's hard to believe that this is not what's going on, but I don't have any claim. And I think that's was missing a lot, especially on this side of YouTube. And I think for the most part everywhere, because I mean, I'm probably just say it right now. Nappy headed ass Randall Gary. Why the fuck do you keep mentioning anything about race? That shit is so irritating. You don't care when white people are saying nigga and stuff like that. You're just like, oh, are you new here? Oh, they're just saying stereotypes and stuff like, oh, we're just so cool with it. Everything's fine. Like, I'm gonna be your nigger. Like, and then you have the nerve to turn around and question your indigenous status. How fucking disrespectful is that? It wouldn't even take much to figure out that you're indigenous. It's really not that hard. Like, it's ain't too much proof that you need. I don't even know where he got the idea, or anybody else around in her chat got the idea that you aren't what is the need for you to lie? For what?
Well, right. I mean, I'm kind
you
of
already
like,
don't show your face.
Yep. Well, my thing is, it's like, this is like this is a reoccurring theme, okay, where they don't have anything to go back at me as far as refuting my points. They don't have an argument, really. They don't know how to like agree to disagree or have like civil discourse. Instead, it's, let me attack her ethnicity. Let me be racist as fuck to her. And so it's just like, this is pretty typical. And it's pretty typical for people that are Carrie Sims. This is like very, very, this is just a dime a dozen at this point. And I just kind of laugh because I'm like, really? That's all you got? You're not even going to
They're
be
very surface
clever?
level.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not,
I'm just like,
you could
I
at
don't really
least
care.
speculate. Like, you could at least take a little bit of knowledge, like just a little bit of what you know, and expound upon that a little bit. You can crack a joke by something that's mildly true, and then exaggerate, like at least make it a little bit funny. But just to whole cloth make something up, like I said, it's the same shit that's going on like over in
Yeah.
the little girl world side where people they're doing it with me. They know nothing about my life. They don't know how tall I am, how much I weigh. They don't know if I work or not. They don't necessarily know where I live. They don't know what I do. They don't know what my hobbies are. They don't know nothing. They don't know if I date or anything. But I guarantee you, if you go listen to some people's streams or if you look up Yato or some shit, you're going to hear a bunch of off the wall side shit about people talking about how they know everything about my life when I haven't told nobody anything.
Like how you have no shoulders.
Well, that's true.
That's facts. That's facts. But I mean, like, I don't really care. Like, I know who the fuck I am, and like, people are gonna talk shit. I don't really care. But the fact that he was talking about how somehow we get all this like U.S. welfare benefits or shit, just that one statement alone tells me he doesn't really know what the fuck he's talking about.
No, he doesn't.
Because that's just not how this works at all.
Nah,
At all.
I always say, like, you can tell when somebody don't really know the history of their own country, because not only do you have to be a certain tribe to get certain benefits, even then, like, even in that sense, I've heard like it's complicated.
We don't get U.S. welfare. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Native people, actually, it's harder for Native people to get U.S. welfare from the U.S. government because we're Native, right? In addition to that, the quote, he's also conflating U.S. welfare with tribal benefits. Those are two different things. Benefits that people get from like tribal benefits, that does not come out of the U.S. government, that comes out of the tribal government, whatever tribe they're from. And most tribes don't have benefits to give because they're poor. And so the few tribes that do have enough money, they earned that money. Stocks, museums, bingo, different various like tourist stuff.
So that's why it's certain
investing in
tribes.
business, right? So when they get money that they earned, they share that with their tribes. Some tribes, they get money from oil money because their land sits on oil or a natural resource that they sell and they make money. So that's not even welfare either. And let me tell you, the money, it's not a whole lot of money. My tribe is poor. I'm one of the vast majority of tribes that we don't get a check in the mail. Like, that's not a thing. But if the few tribes that do, it's very little. Like, it's like not even enough to, pay a car payment. It's not very much money at all. And so this high idea that somehow we get free college and we get checks from the US government, that doesn't make fucking sense, because it's a long story, but the tribes that are passing out benefits, those are sovereign nations. Those are not, groups of people running around in the woods or whatever the fuck he thinks we are. Sovereign nations. They're not, it's not from the US government. It's from whatever tribal government that they're from. And every tribe's
that's why
different.
I have a problem with it.
Yeah. Every tribe's different. Every tribal nation's different. It's all different. Think of us like Europe. So if you think about Europe is made up of a bunch of different nations. They all speak different languages. They all eat different types of food. They have different systems of government, different laws in their government. One law in France may be different in Italy, and vice versa. It's the same in North America. We are still a bunch of nations, and we all have different treaty relationships with the US government, or in Canada, different treaty relationships with the Canadian government. So we're not like, there is no Native American tribe or Native American culture. We're all different nations of people. So, I mean, it just shows the ignorance that a lot of people have. And again, if that's the first thing they go to because they don't know how to respond to my video that was fucking 2023, like, at this point, like, leave a fucking comment, leave a negative comment. I don't really care. Have some kind of argument, but to immediately go to racism, I mean, you've lost the argument.
I don't even think it's ignorance per se, because like that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like I'm not surprised that this specific person was even saying that, because I've seen something that he was saying relative to black people. And I mean, sorry y'all, but he sound like a white man. He sound like what white people say when they have misconceptions about black people. He sounds like what white people sound like when they have misconceptions about Native Americans.
Right.
And they just spout whatever. He's a pick me. He sounds like he wants to fit in.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I posted underneath 21's post was, I wonder how Rando would feel if somebody said that about him.
He wouldn't care.
Which is sad, I think.
Exactly. And he wouldn't care, because I think TJ, he was saying some stereotypical stuff. He laid like a couple of them out. Couple of stereotypes back to back, and I was like, whoa, I'm like heavy with the stereotypes. And Randall was like, oh, you must be new here. What? So you just ain't gonna say nothing? All right. I already see exactly where you're at. I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised he said anything like that. But because of that, like, don't be over there in their corner trying to play token, acting like you speak for black people or speak for anybody really.
That part. Yeah.
Because you definitely don't speak for nobody that look like us. You definitely don't speak for nobody that look like Toast. So you really shouldn't be saying anything. Probably should shut the fuck up. It's okay to be pussy. Just go be pussy in the corner. No, they don't. I'm gonna tell you why. 21 says they use BGTV as a token every time he's there, and it's gross. I will say that they do not use BGTV as a token, and it is because you might not know what the term token necessarily means. They aren't. So somebody who's a token, right? It would be Randall Gary, in a sense. Somebody who, damn, they're getting fried. Sorry,
I was like, what do you got?
It's a bug zapper. Oh man,
oh,
this
I was
hilarious.
Like,
there's a praying mantis on there. I'm about to push him in there.
Yikes.
I would say a token is like Randall Gary, somebody who is of an ethnicity, well, of course, black, because we're speaking of tokens. Somebody who's black, and they sit there and they parade and hurrah all the fuck shit that you're saying about their people, and they say, no, it's okay. I'm a black guy, and I say it's okay, and I'm on your side. So whatever you're doing, go on full blast. You can go on ahead and do it. It's like when what did Trump used to say? He'd be like, oh, all the black guys, they love me, saying shit like that. Like this, you're tokenizing. You're being that yes man. I have like a little picture. I think I got it off of Twitter. It's hilarious. It's like a black puppet guy, and he's being held up by a bunch of white people, and they're all laughing and stuff. And his shirt says, "It's okay to call me an hard R." That's what a token is.
This humor, this sense of humor, pretty much is outdated, I would say. I mean, this is stuff I would hear back in like 2014, 2015, back when it's okay to make edgy jokes on like these anonymous boards.
There are some things that I think that's okay for in private. Like, of course, the way that I talk to, my close friends isn't the way that I speak online or in public, like in public. But there's a time and a place for everything. Before it just used to be, however you talk is, when wherever you talk at is pretty much accepted for the most part. But it don't really work like that too much nowadays.
Yes, and this is the thing that some of these people don't seem to understand is we're all people on screens. We're not like this in real life. We have our own shtick. And yes, like me, for instance, when I was still streaming, I always had these jokes about me being some king of some fictitious kingdom with and that's a character. That's not who I am in real life.
Exactly.
There's
certain decorum that you have online and stuff. Like so I'm pretty sure like even though you got the I don't think you've ever seen Vidal, but Vidal is another person like you. You both got mom teacher voices.
Ugh.
But
I'm
pretty sure you don't sound like this like offline. Like you're not. Well, I know that I've heard you in VC before.
Mhm.
I heard how you really talk.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I ain't gonna give details, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's like that. So when you're out on a live stream, you talk differently when you're just hanging out with friends. That's everybody.
Yeah, I mean, on a live stream though, you just don't know who you're gonna hurt with that stuff. So you keep it in private,
Yeah.
where it's okay with everybody. That's okay. But
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just go on a stream and start slinging the N word like some people do around here.
Yeah, I think when I was apparently from what somebody said, they said that when I was talking to Hussey, I had in context I was talking about FGOT, but they said I said the word, and I'm like, well, I don't remember that.
I've never heard you say that, like, ever.
Well, I mean, I might.
I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm just saying, me personally, I never heard you say it.
Yeah, but that was what I was saying. I was like, I don't even allow that on my channel. I'm like, actually, Irate Alex had popped up on there and called Monty that, and I'm like, hey, whoa, I'll be doing that over here, and I'm like, I didn't remember if I said it, but I'm like, even if I did, I'm like, that wasn't my intent. I didn't mean to say it. My bad. I'm not even going to sit here and try to defend it and be like, well, I meant it this way, and I wasn't calling nobody that. And no, if I said it, then that's my fault. But if I'm with the homies, I'm not saying my fault. That's just how we talk to each other. But I ain't going to talk to y'all like that. All right, Alex got you pregnant.
Wow, congratulations.
Man.
Can't wait for the gender reveal party.
This dude became a cripple and just started spreading his seed.
Yeah.
So
Alex would laugh at that.
So did you know that everybody thinks that Alex is in a wheelchair?
What?
Everybody thinks he's in a chair.
Why?
I don't know. I think because people have been making fun of him so much and calling him crippled, everybody thinks he's in a wheelchair.
I think that's the funniest false accusation ever.
I mean, he was on a panel recently, and I was in a chat, and he was actually talking about like a new cow that I've been reviewing, and he's now started to review, which is crazy that all of a sudden, all these years later, when we used to review Shanny, now we're reviewing the same person again. So it's crazy. But anyway, he referred to himself
with Girl World too,
which is crazy that all these communities are blending again. Shanny blended a lot of communities, and now this new person is doing the same thing. But he referred to himself as a cripple, but it's like maybe that means he just uses a cane. I mean, because that's what I thought. He just uses a cane.
Yeah.
I didn't immediately think, oh my God, he's a paraplegic.
I always remember that he uses a cane because I remember when he first told everybody he got sick and that he had the cane, and I kept thinking of stupid ass canes for him to have.
I mean, they're pretty badass.
I mean, I was like, you got to get one with like a shark, and you pull it out, and it's like it's not even a blade; it's like a fire poker.
And then when you bang it down on the ground, it screams like an eagle sound. That'd be perfect.
I would think of a cane with a skull handle. Make it look
skull handle, and then It has like little jewel eyes, and one is blue, and the other one is purple.
Yeah, and it says like random quotes from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Why
push a
Indiana
button.
Jones?
Because the skull.
You're showing your age.
Nah, you have never seen that movie? I watched it on like way after it came out.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Oh,
Wait, no. I got a great question. 21. Have you ever seen Indiana Jones? That's what I should have been. I'm over here talking about Carrie, and I had a young ass person on, and I didn't get to ask them. Do you know what rolling the windows up is?
Yeah.
How do you use the rotary phone? Do you know what a rotary phone is? Do you know how much text messaging used to cost?
I'm not that young, Jesus.
What? You don't know how much text messaging used to cost?
No, I know.
No. I was talking about, yeah, because oh my god, one time I got in so much trouble. I was texting my little girlfriend at the time, and I wasn't supposed to. And you know that shit's like $1 a text or something. And
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
I racked up like hundreds. But I'm so smooth though, because like I always had a raspy voice ever since I was a kid. Like after I hit puberty, cause my dad has a really deep ass voice. He sound like BGTV, and so I called him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like my phone was in my pocket, and it just kept sending texts, and so something wrong with this phone. I'm about to go get a new one." And they waived all the charges.
Damn.
They waived.
So you were the original butt dialer.
The fake butt dialer. I was sending. I didn't do nothing. I was sending texts. I wasn't about to get my ass whooped for $200. Well, it was like $200 something.
Yeah.
Shit makes me miss my Motorola Razr, dude. The flip ones.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Those were so fucking cute. I would use one these days, like unironically.
I swear to God, I miss arguing on the flip phone. It was the best. Like to just slam the phone down.
I was about to say that you can slam it shut. It was so satisfying.
I never liked you anyway.
Damn.
We're done.
Fuck you.
Uh-oh. Hold the red feather. Red feather. Red feather. Who is Chocolate Boy?
Off topic, but it will never fail to crack me up. I think Red Feather is a couple years younger than Carrie. Carrie insists on calling her old as shit.
How old is Carrie?
Like 42. I think Red Feather's like 38 or something.
Y'all niggas is old.
Hey, I'm only 26. I don't even know why I'm hanging around y'all half the time.
I just turned 34 this past Monday.
Oh yeah, Rick, you are like a year older than me.
Yeah.
I forgot me and you were the same age.
Yeah.
Because it was you, and it's me, and then it's you, and it's Tito. No, Tito's older than you. Tito's older than you, then it's me, then it's you, then it's me, and then it was Jules and then Nightmare.
Yeah.
We were the youngest people because the rest of y'all old. Well, we don't know how old Sosie is, but I like to think like she got gray streaks. Like
no, oh my god, no.
Oh come on! Every time, every time I would watch Hannibal and Monty, and whenever people make fun of his jacket, I would keep calling him a boomer because, well,
Monty's old.
Yeah, he's old.
He's old.
He's old as shit.
Like Monty the incel, is that who we're talking about from Girl World?
No.
Okay.
So all right, so Toast and Rick, you guys probably don't know this. So there's a Hannibal and a Monty on this side too, but they fucking suck, both of them. So we call them the bad Hannibal and Monty. And
they
ours
stream
is,
together?
No, they don't stream together. But ours are the good Hannibal and Monty.
Right. Wow. Okay. That's wild.
The other Monty, actually, you know what? I should have those Monties meet because
Oh my god.
both Monties sexually harassed me.
They talk about your shoulders. I mean, lack of shoulders.
Have them both show up with like their best jacket.
Oh
we'll read
no!
it.
So see, bad Monty, he wears Coach, and what's the other one? Michael Kors. He would, he's dressed like a purse,
Oh, okay.
and he colors his nails like Thanos.
Well, I'm going to keep our Monty. Sorry, but no.
Yeah.
That's a no for me.
I like our Monty better.
Our Monty is Creole. This Monty is Jamaican Canadian.
Really bad.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. You guys aren't media trained. You see how Toast didn't say a word? She knows.
Ain't saying shit. I don't know those people. I'm not saying anything.
She was like, I'm staying out of that one.
I'm not from Girl World, but there's definitely some crossover with some of the cows that I've reviewed. So I stay out of it.
Yeah.
I know too much. I didn't. The only reason why I know is because we used to do that weekly show with Nova used to tell us everything. And now, like, I just had to tell somebody like a couple weeks ago, they're like, oh yeah, blah blah, you just go around Girl World. I said, nigga, I am not Girl World. I don't watch Feudy Beauty at all. I don't watch ALR at all. I don't watch none of that. I just laugh at people arguing and stuff, and then I like arguing with people sometimes. That's all. I just
laugh at stupid people whenever they do something stupid.
That too.
Which is incidentally happening everywhere on here.
Yeah, especially on here and then on TikTok. I mean, I know you guys stay away from that. Stay away from the
TikTok. Yep.
That's a no for me too.
I only keep up with like one person on TikTok, and he's not like an influencer or anything. He's just like an actor.
Almost every single content creator I've ever come in contact with from TikTok, batshit fucking crazy.
I know. You have to be to post content on there, don't you?
It like.
I mean, Craig.
And the shit that's over there too, I'm just like, yeah, that's nope.
Speaking of TikTok, you heard that Pimp Month passed, right?
I know.
I did.
I
was sad.
I was heartbroken too.
That was wild.
No idea who that is.
That was sad.
Yeah, he had a podcast with Shabisky.
Mm-hmm. He's from over like how do we explain it? Is it like Drunken Peasants? Yeah, Drunken Peasants adjacent.
Yeah.
If you know who they are.
And I know who the Drunken Peasants are.
And Pimp Monks kind of did his own YouTube thing for a while. He had me on as a panel guest a couple times, and it was really funny. And then the YouTube, I guess, whatever, he took a break from YouTube and then decided to do TikTok. And then he started getting like a lot of momentum over there.
He blew up. They said he had like a million subs and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like so happy for him that he had finally found like this thing,
his niche.
It's cool when you see like people early on, like with you, and like when Frank was starting to get up there, when he was covering the same stuff, and Nate the lawyer went way up.
Yeah, he crossed over to LawTube, and now he does
crazy.
Like court cases and political stuff and everything now.
He even does social commentary.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But it's crazy because now that I'm reviewing people from Krama, there's people that are like, there's this Nate the lawyer guy. I'm like, I've known about him for years. I remember before he was in LawTube. I know who he is. He's great. Whatever. But
he's awesome.
But he like really blew up. Because I mean, once you start reviewing like celebrity cases, like I think it was the Johnny Depp case. I mean, he was gaining tens
Nope,
of
before
thousands of
that.
subs a day almost, you know.
He did. He got it before that. So he went over the Cardi B case, the defamation case that she had with
Okay.
Tasha K,
Yeah. Yeah.
and which she ended up winning. And so with he was on a roll for a minute. He was going over cases and going over the evidence and calling the verdict before they happened.
Yep.
And he was pretty much clearing them out. Uh-oh. Draven.
Oh yeah, I remember that moron.
We still
Let's
cool,
not
guys?
forget-
You know,
We still cool?
he tell you that we're friends, you know.
Yeah, he used to say
Where's
that a
my
lot.
day?
Look,
That shit
for
was
people that don't know,
Where is my
He's a
day?
weenie.
we thank you, Rick. I'm glad you remember.
That
He's a
Draven from the
weenie.
Draven.
He's a weenie, and we liked his wife.
Yeah, we tolerated Draven, but we liked Renee. Draven, on the other hand, is a beta male. He has no manliness. That's therefore
Yeah,
he is a weenie.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM you like later and ask if we're still cool, and then an hour later, yell at you for no reason. Watch out for that, Yami.
I got something better. Madi, have you called me and asked me if I'm okay? You remember me? That's what Hussey said. That's what he said to his friends. He just fell out with all his friends, all of them, all the little aunties, the rest of them that used to be around with Negs. All of them are gone.
Apparently, he and the Gaining Ground were trying to call CPS on Yaba's kids.
No.
Well, that's what I heard. Like, because Yaba was tweeting about it, and I guess like he and the Gaining Ground, they've been going at it, and they've been exposing like how they were planning to do that. I don't know.
So
Shooting themselves in the foot, I suppose.
So apparently Gigi was like, he was like, I was drinking and stuff, and I was like, I should call CPS on them. And then he said that Hussey was like, yeah, you should. And then he was like, the next day, he was like, yeah, I was doing too much.
Gotcha. What is with these people wanting to call CPS on the people they dislike? I don't get it.
I don't know. Revenge? I mean...
Yeah, but it hurts the kids, though. Like, if it's not for a legitimate reason, it's the kids that are hurt by it, you know?
Yeah, foster care is, I don't know if people are from other countries and stuff, but in America, foster care is not the best. I know people that were in foster care, and they got some pretty fucked up stories.
Yeah, because I know Carrie is encouraging her audience to call CPS on me. I'm like, dude, my kid's not even born yet. Can you calm the fuck down?
I'm not with any of that shit. I'm not. Like Yado was saying earlier, I don't cow tip. That's for me personally. People, y'all do what you want or whatever, but for me, I don't cow tip. I don't strike channels. I don't report them. Nothing.
Sometimes people poke or whatever, and it's like not too bad, but it's like I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's a
like it's like when they looked up like when people looked up Rev spot. It's like you're not doing nothing by looking up his spot because I mean it's already out there, but I wouldn't do that.
I mean, there's a golden rule when it comes to covering lolcows. And that golden rule is simple. Never touch the poo. And there's a lot of people I've seen countlessly trying to touch the poo. Remember, I mean, Yato, you used to be in the whole Cyrex thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know that guy that tried to roll up on Cyrex's house, Little T, or whatever his name is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm like, dude.
Like you're like the third, like you're the third person to go over by his house. Like you're doing too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny if you make fun of him online and pretty much call him out and refute most of his lies. But it's another thing when you try to like go at him in real life. I mean, that is just, and
I mean, and just provoking him too. Like you're trying to get him to fight you because we all seen what happened with him and Marty.
yeah. I mean, that was funny.
We know what's going on. I mean that was another thing that's doing too much, and I wouldn't have done that, but that shit was fucking hilarious. And to be honest, I don't care too much about Cyrex. Like fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him now. After what he did after Coates passed, I mean, oh my god.
I don't even know what he's been doing recently. I just meant on everything that he was before. Fuck him.
I mean, he's mostly on Facebook.
Oh my god.
Where he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Right. But that's why I don't even go see like that's why I stopped going over negs after a while. That's why I stopped going over the bodega and stuff. That's why I stopped going over Cyrex. Nobody wants to sit around and talk about that stuff over and over again. Like it, for some reason, everything online comes down to that, and then nobody want to keep talking about that shit every week, every day.
Yeah, after a while. I mean, it was the same with Shanny. Like once the kids were taken, I was like, at no interest whatsoever. None, because it was like they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't stream from a restaurant or in the car.
No more halls.
There were no more halls. There were no more like cooking stream. It's just all the fun stuff about their content was gone. And the only thing left was them sitting around and bitching about why their kids were taken. And I just was not interested in that.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really get into that anymore.
You're just not being creative and transformative enough. You just have to try harder, okay? You have to drop your housewife duties and come rushing to the computer, and maybe you'll get some clout off of that. Jeez.
Oh my gosh, she quit my job too, right?
Yeah.
How dare I work a job?
Look,
maybe make a failed grab for disability on the way there. Make your husband pawn a few things. I don't know. You can
and lose a few.
I'll take
and lose a
Randall
few hours
Gray's
of sleep.
advice.
Just stream at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, who the fuck needs sleep?
All that is just being a buffer for somebody that like people don't want to give views to, and it's fine if you a buffer, but be a buffer.
Well, Rickzilla, you know she's only streaming at like 3 a.m. because she doesn't find none of her Discord friends are awake at that time to talk to her on VC. So she has to go to YouTube instead.
Ain't nothing wrong with being a buffer. I was a buffer. When I used to go over the people I used to go over, when I used to snipe them, that's how I got my last channel taken down, because I would snipe them and stuff. But I was just being petty. Like I was snatching their viewers, and I was a buffer. It's like whether I say something or not, I'm still taking your people, because people want to watch, but they don't want to give you a view.
I don't think she's trying to be a buffer, though. Honestly, I think she tells herself that and tells her audience that, but I think she just holds grudges and has a real deep hatred that keeps her up at night.
Yeah.
Wait, is she live right? Is she live right now trying to watch Jules' video and she's privating?
Oh no, I don't think so.
I did that to Monty. It was the bad Monty. It was hilarious.
The evil one.
The oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, these people have not learned to download.
Yeah, Carrie streams impulsively, and I guess Calypso does too, because Calypso did not have any of her shit prepared that entire stream, so of course she fucking fell for that.
It's 2025. It don't take long to download.
It's like 10, 20 seconds.
Man.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
like
even
rule
if your
number
shit's
one.
not the best, it'll take a couple minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
the best part though is, see, here's the trick. You download, but you don't start off with the download. You go to their video, and then when they cut it off, you're like, "Oh,
don't give all the secrets away."
No. And then you pull the video up.
Yeah, I privated the because she was going through the chat, and apparently I was being told that her and Carrie were like super triggered over what people were commenting in the chat of the premiere. So I was like, okay, you want to comment me, that's fine. Say what the fuck you want. I'll probably ignore you, but whatever. Nice try. What you're not going to do is go after my subs. So I turned the chat off. I got rid of the chat. And so I don't know if this is true, but I was told later that the Calypso person was like, oh, she turned off her chat. I win. I was like,
Yeah, pretty much.
You gave me views and traffic to my channel, and I'm not ever going to tag you back. Bitch, who do you think actually won?
Well, okay, I don't know if you've been told this, but Calypso has said, first of all, that she feels obligated to document all this harassment. Whatever it is. I don't know what that means. I don't think you could be harassed over the internet. I'm sorry.
How can I harass somebody I don't talk about?
Yeah, well, that too. But
no,
also,
you can harass somebody over the internet if somebody's hitting you up privately and you block them and they create other accounts and they keep hitting you up. That's a form of harassment.
well, just keep blocking them. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I hate this, how easy it is to call something harassment or cyberbullying. Like, you could just walk away from the computer. It's not going to kill you.
You could just not watch.
Exactly.
I do it all the time. I'm an ace at it. They'd be like, oh, they talking about you. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go back to watching Yu Yu Hakusho then.
Yeah, that's exactly but anyway, so she was saying that she has to document all the harassment against Carrie, which I guess it definitely includes the stream.
Criticism?
Yeah. And also, if you're in anybody's chat that Carrie dislikes or is seen as an enemy, she is taking your fucking name for whatever reason, whatever she's going to do with it. So all those subs are targets now, even if it's just some random dipshit that just wandered in.
Yeah, I don't think that these people realize that 99.9% of my audience don't even know who the fuck Carrie is.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They really don't.
All your mods are different and everything. I was like, damn, I don't see nobody. I'm like, the only reason why I don't still have a wrench is because I was on my old channel. But I'm like, I don't know none of these people.
I'll give you a courtzy wrench.
No.
I like giving wrenches to people. That way I know that it's you and not a clone.
But I was like, that's not even the people that was there when you was first going over the Chroma stuff. I was like, I don't know none of these people.
Yeah, every I would say 3,000 to 5,000 subscribers I gain, I'll add more mods. So I have mods from like multiple different communities.
Can somebody time Red Feather out, please? I don't tolerate harassment in my chat.
Yeah, well, those random mods of yours, Burnt Toast, are fucking enemies of Carrie now. So hope they sleep well at night knowing that.
I'll be waiting for the C&D in my email. Can't wait.
I'll be waiting.
What did he call them? What did Gman used to call them?
Dragoons.
No. The cease and desist. What did he used to call it?
Oh, cease and dismiss.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said that one time on a stream and somebody got really upset with me. They're like, Burnt Toast, you're not saying it right. And I was like, I know, dummy, that's the joke. Now I ruined it because I had to explain it. Thank you. Fuck.
If you have to explain a joke, there is no punchline.
I still
think it's funny.
I still go around everywhere spelling folks with an E.
So let me tell you, when I'm writing sometimes like a community tab post and I'm about to say folks, I have to stop and be like, okay, not the red spelling, the real fucking spelling, because nobody in my audience is going to know what the fuck I'm saying.
You're just going to get a bunch of comments like, you misspelled folks.
I'm like, no, fuck, you don't get it.
No. You guys are doing it wrong. I hate y'all. I always hate my chat. Like that, folks.
My chat now.
And then you remember, see, Marty knows.
Welcome to Bandtown.
Because what's his name? Because Rev was like, he tried to make merch out of it, and he put foeks.
Yeah.
I remember that onesie that he was trying to make merch out of that says, even babies know that I have a baby carrot.
I was like, bro, that is not.
That was
No,
that was
sir.
Liquid Drag's fault. Not the dude that we named Liquid Drag, but Jonathan Green.
Oh yeah.
The dude in
I
chat
forgot
who
about
looked
him.
like Drag. Yeah, he bounced
him.
out a long time ago.
Yeah. I used to see him in my chat back in 2021, but then after I started doing other things, he kind of bounced off.
I think he was in Carrie's for a minute too.
Yes, he was. He was.
I had seen him there. 'Cause I used to, funny enough, I used to pop up every now and then, like to see what Shanny was doing. I pop up in Carrie's chat like every once in a blue moon. But then, like, you know how that goes for me. Like somehow, some way, I always get blocked.
Damn. My dog says hello. Sorry about that.
Usually under the table snoring.
He's like behind me and he just like snorted. I was like, wow, thanks. I'm on a live stream, bro. Really?
Ooh, what breed is he?
He's Beagle.
I love that. I'll pet him at the slumber party.
Oh yeah. And I'll show you how to braid your hair with not trash braids, but like real braids. You're welcome.
No, Marty, you should have seen when Drag was reading out the Tento saga, the book, and
That
Rev
was so
got
funny.
so pissed off. He got so fucking mad.
So funny.
I can't believe Rev would write something like that. I mean, then again, knowing Rev, he's pretty much a big idiot.
I think that's the most insulting criticism I think someone could get as an artist. Like, why would you write something like
that?
Why would you compare it to Star Wars?
You know what's funny is that must be a thing for cows. I didn't even realize it. Is that there's been several people from Krama, I can't think of what their names are at this point, who have also tried to write a book and done the same kind of like, no editor, of course, you know, why would they need to spell check? But they just kind of like turn it into Amazon or whatever.
It's I think it's the narcissism that happens with a lot of them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I was covering Adrasia, she wrote a book called I Will Never Stop Screaming, which...
Yeah, write a book about her involvement in a fucking murder, dude.
Yeah,
what?
And it was pretty much like a work of fiction. Because it feels like a ripoff of the David Pelter's A Child Called It and the movie Silence of the Lambs.
But you know what it's a ripoff of? O.J. Simpson's If I Did It, dude.
What? Oh my God.
I mean...
I'm about to write a book too. It's going to be called Hey, 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 Smoke Weed Every Day.
If you want to go the route of writing a book, I would recommend you check out Quan Mills' The International Bestselling.
No.
I'm just joking.
No, I know what that is. No.
I don't want to know.
And I'm mad that you know. You would know.
Yeah, because I've been on TikTok.
See?
Oh my God.
That's what I'm talking about. Wild. Fuck that app.
Nope, I'm too old. I'm good.
I mean, yeah.
I hate that. I don't want to bring this conversation back to her or anything, but like that kind of reminds me of the time Carrie was like saying that she wanted to start a podcast and interview Shanny on it. I'm like, okay, what else would you talk about on that? You know?
So a podcast. So it would just be your stream.
Oh my God.
I guess I don't know because I'm just saying this is like the most genuine, unbiased. Like, forget all of our beef with each other. But I'm like, what would you talk about, Carrie? You're pretty boring. Like, I mean, you're not very smart either. So, what would you talk about? Like, I don't know. It's the fact that was a thought in her head. Like, and it just coincides with a lot of the other cows around here. It's weird. But yeah, that just reminded me of that.
Yeah, somebody getting robbed.
Who got shot?
No, not shot.
No, that I thought you said something about someone getting robbed.
Somebody tossing some shit. No, because it's like 11:39. Oh no, but people is moving in and stuff, so it's probably them.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
probably.
It's a shit ninjas.
Oh my god! Don't say that around Marty. Marty gets offended by the shit ninjas.
Who does?
Marty in my chat. She's Japanese.
Oh.
She's like, can't you call him something else? I'm like, nah, you don't understand. I'm like, they snuck in and put boo-boo
and they
everywhere.
smeared shit on the wall.
And planted a heroin needle. Or was
there a needle?
What?
I thought there was like a needle in that apartment.
No,
they're that hardcore, man.
There was some stuff in the master bathroom like cabinet. It wasn't heroin.
I remember they had beef jerky.
It was some foil and some other stuff.
It was foil, and I know what that is. I've lived with addicts before. Yeah, foil is a straight line down the middle, folded. Yep. And I think you remember Oswald Cobblepot? Remember she said that she had seen them like doing something when she was on the phone with them?
Yep. They were like doing a video call.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean the penguin?
Yep.
The one that was a big white knight for Shanny when when Jules and Burnt Toast were talking about the eviction saga.
Yeah, but then everybody, I remember everybody found out that I think she wasn't like legally able to even take care of herself, so everybody stopped talking about her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at you. You knew who that was.
Dude, I know who that is.
No, not you. You old. Talking about 21. But it's been about 3.5. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I guess I gotta look for something to play myself out with.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, pop up more, Rick.
All right, I will.
I need to add you back on this account too, because I had you on my last one. I didn't have you on this one.
All right, thanks for having me. All right,
anytime.
See you, Rick. I'll add you as a mod, Yato. Since you lost the other one. You don't have to do anything.
I never do.
You know me, I don't block a whole lot of people. So.
That's my biggest brag. I don't do shit as a mod.
That's why you're getting a wrench.
But all right, Sosie.
All right.
I'll catch you next time.
All right. Thanks for having me up. Later.
Anytime. All right, so the rest of y'all, I don't even really fucking like y'all like that. Kind of don't even know why you here. I guess I gotta deal with you. Whatever. I guess. We're gonna finish this up with the Baby Lotion song. Because y'all ashy and you need some lotion. That's what we gonna do. Oh wait. I knew it was gonna do that. All right, y'all. Bye.
Saeed, give me a lucky mess. Shaq, 200. That's what it is. That's how we do it. She got that baby lotion squeeze, that baby lotion squeeze. She got that baby lotion squeeze, that baby lotion squeeze. She got that Johnson, got that Johnson, 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 got that baby lotion. That baby lotion. She got that baby lotion. That baby lotion. She got that Johnson, 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 Johnson. Johnson, Johnson, got that Johnson, Johnson. With the baby oil on the side. Wipe them elbows, ho. Wipe them elbows, ho. Wipe them elbows, ho. Wipe them elbows, ho. Now wipe them ankles down. 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 Now wipe them elbows, ho. Wipe them elbows, ho. Wipe them elbows, ho. Wipe them elbows, ho. Now wipe them ankles down. Wipe them ankles down. Now wipe them ankles down. Wipe them ankles down. She got that baby lotion. She got that baby lotion. She got that baby lotion. That baby lotion. She got that Johnson, 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 got that Johnson, 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 Johnson. Baby all on the side.